Let's get ready to go, Rose. Are you ready
Nope.
to? Are you ready to rumble?
I'm ready to rumble. Let's go.
Did you press record? All right. Welcome to our weekly Arkarthas game. Well, that's just what it's called currently. Anyways, a small recap. Last session, the party got out of the previous session. 2 sessions ago, the party got out of the dungeon. Last session, they did some shopping around town, went to a spa, had a really, really, really good meal after getting paid a decent amount of fundages. And now they are figuring out what they need to do to finish up in this area and possibly move on to a different location. Today we have our lovely group of players, and Rose, you can introduce your character first.
Hey there, I'm Lyrathil. I am a wild magic sorcerer that is a drow who's on a mission to go apparently save her mom and get her medicine. As a dutiful daughter should.
Even though she doesn't like her.
Yeah, I'm about to
Even
say
though
that sounds like lies to me.
even though her eye is twitching.
I said dutiful, not that she wants to, but she is dutiful.
She has decided this is the best course of action for some reason.
Don't know why, but
All right, next we will have Dash introduce himself, since he's not here.
Hey everybody, my name's Dash. I'm playing my character Roswin, and his continued search for the destruction of a particular faction.
And that letter might have something to do with that.
Exactly.
All right, and last but not least for today, Tasha.
Hello. I'm Tasha. I'm playing the total barbarian Quar.
Also known as the Quarbarian.
Yes, who is currently chilling and exploring demigodhood.
There's some interesting stuff going with that. Yeah, there is.
Yes.
You have discovered some interesting powers that you can occasionally activate. You're not sure 100% how to, but you've been figuring some things out.
Yes.
All
And
right,
that's just
so as I said, you guys are currently still at the spa.
I'm currently looking for a certain half elf.
I think someone just asked us if they... What? Who? Someone said something about a call. Very confused.
No. What? Oh.
Oh.
Says you guys are looking for a certain half elf. Was anybody doing any type of checks or search for that, or was it just waiting?
All right, Rose, you're the leader of the party at the moment. Go.
I guess I'm doing some checks to see if I can find Cole, because I'm looking specifically for Cole. And if he's in the bathhouse, because I'm not completely dressed and bathing.
You are currently toweled.
I'm
All right,
Oh, yeah.
you're looking around the general area. You see some, private side chambers. You see some bits and pieces like that. There's you've got the hot water sauna bits in the main public area. It's just generalization. People come, bring their towels, sit in the water, slip into the water. Everyone is naked because naked.
Bathhouse.
Exactly. You couldn't go into the bathhouse wearing clothes. You can give me a perception check, though, Rose, and anyone that wants to help her can too, though they might not know who she's looking for.
alrighty.
Yep, everyone's
Alright.
naked.
Game over.
All right. Quar did not notice anyone. Roswin saw a few interesting looking people. Saw some ladies that were cuddling up closer to people than you would think would be publicly acceptable that you definitely could see as being people that you pay them a little bit extra for something in a different room.
Hmm. Like we got some
Masseuses. They are
additional service.
masseuses. Yes, they're masseuses.
Masseuses with some additional service. Rosman's
You
going to
do-
note that in the back of his head.
You do also notice a dark-haired half-elf male who's just, wandered off into a side chamber by himself, and you seem to have seem to recognize him a little bit because I think you've seen Cole also. So you're like you kind of recognize him, and you know that Lyra's looking around for someone. You're not sure who, but because she hasn't said anything, but you have a feeling from your previous experience with her being around him. She gets a little tongue-tied, let's say. So you get the feeling that that's who she's looking for.
With my fact, I'm gonna do an insight to see if her little tongue tie is from her like infatuation with them or nervousness.
Okay, go ahead. Is she infatuated with him, Rose? Yes, she is, and you definitely get a sense of there's a bit of sexual tension, but you wouldn't fully call it an infatuation. She does seem to be very intrigued by him.
Interested in him, but not like, oh my god, I want to date him. It's like a case of he intrigues her. She's trying to date him, but she's not used to dating.
Dating isn't a drow thing. Dating amongst the drow is more along the lines of walking up to the guy and saying, "You, my room now," and then the next day doing that to someone else.
Oswin is going to take a nice little mental note of that. Kind of smirks to himself and just kind of walks off. He's definitely going to use that as a bargaining token.
Doesn't mean tell me where he is.
Oh no, not yet.
All right, Lyra, you haven't seen him, but there are other areas of this. You could go looking around.
She's gonna look around, basically anywhere she can, because she's curious.
Well, right now you're in the normal the water part of the spa. It's just a pool, right? Essentially a hot tub. There are side chambers with sauna rooms. There are also side chambers for massages and or chiropractor-like product, stuff. You could go get your back popped into place. You could go to physiotherapy.
Oh, is it physio? Back popping. It's amazing. Oh my god.
All right. So, what does Lyra want to do?
I'm gonna try the steam rooms first.
All right. I should probably have my dice at hand.
Yeah, you probably should.
I had them. I have all my dice in front of me. Well, not all of them. I think there's a tub of them somewhere else. But this particular thing of dice, I need in front of me. What I need is to have
you roll hopefully with hope.
What I'm going to roll is, you can pick odd or even.
Even.
All right. So, as you walk into one of the sauna rooms, by the way, when you got up, I'm assuming you wrapped yourself in your towel.
Yes.
As one does. You get up, you start moving towards one of the saunas, and you walk into one sauna, and Roswin, as she walks into this with the one doorway of the sauna, you see Cole walk out of the next sauna.
She does not have any luck today.
And he walks over to back over to the main to the main hot tub area. Gets his towel off, gets down into the water, and just starts to relax.
Rosman is going to those. In fact, Rosman saw where Lyra went, correct?
Yep.
Rosman is going to kind of just go towards the door entrance, lean up against the door. He's pretty much draped in his towel as well as he goes. Look like you're having a rough time in there.
Lyra, you're the only one in that particular sauna room right now. So you know that Roswin's talking to you.
He's like, I'm trying to find Agent Cole, and I can't seem to find him. Though he usually tends to be in the city every once in a while. I was hoping I could talk with him.
That sounds like a major skill issue.
You're not helping with this. Have you
Was I
seen
supposed
him?
to? He just asked like immediately, like, was I supposed to be helping?
Party member! So yes!
That doesn't exactly mean I have to help.
She kind of like glares at him with a, I'm not going to ask, but I would like help kind of look.
Oh, would you? As he now just kind of like turns himself into the sunroom, kind of like close the door and goes like, then please. As he just kind of gives like a almost a very condescending bow with his both his hands spreads out as he leans down. Please ask.
Where is he?
That's not really much of a asking, is it?
You know this is about as nice as I get. Where is Agent Cole? Where have you seen him? I would like to know this information, Ross.
Lyra, can you give me a perception check?
Yeah, sure. Let's try again. Not much better.
So as Roswin leans up against the wall, his arms is crossed. He goes, "That's not a way to ask what you said, teammate. All
Now
I'm
don't
asking is
say
just for
please and thank you. This is me saying please and thank you.
I'm not even asking for a thank you. Just please help. That's all. Just those two
That
words.
was me saying please help.
No. I'm asking
That
for
was me
those
saying
two
please
words.
help. So, where is
No,
he?
he's saying, say, please help. Please, can you help?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Please,
He
please
wants
could you help
two
me?
words. And he's smiling at Lyra. Goes like, I just want those two words. Nothing
No.
more. Well, in that
Either help or
case,
get out of my way. I don't
Alright.
say please. Drow don't say please. Most.
You hear
Drow.
someone clearing their throat from the next room, Lyra. Well, if you're looking for me, it would have been much nicer for you to say please.
Not in my skill set, Cole. I shall walk out and do that slight shove of Rosalind. The playful, playful big brother, little sister shove out of the way.
he just kind of looks towards the agent and goes, and I didn't think I was asking for anything unreasonable there. Oh well.
He smiles at Roswin, going, I agree, you weren't asking for anything unreasonable. So, Lyra, how can I help you today?
Well, first of all, have you been safe? She's really, you can tell she's really bad at this. Like, she's awkward as fuck, but she's trying.
Awkward but trying. She's very trying, I agree. So you're sitting there, you're doing your stuff, you're doing the things, you're trying to be that person that has the communication skills. Cole is kind of, you can tell by the smirk on his face that he's amused.
He's amused. He's asking how he's been, and more or less, what has he been up to lately? This is her
Typical
attempting
small
to
talk.
ask him out for a date, sort of.
Well, go ahead and ask him out for something. What kind of words do you want to use? Do you want to do you want to role play this out or role play this out?
Well, she's...
Would you like to try to persuade him, or would you like to try to talk to him?
I would love to hear her try.
I would prefer her to actually try to talk it out, but
I would too.
I hate you, Dash. So, what you've been safe, Cole? You've been keeping busy, I take it?
Well, you said that already, but yes, he's like, things have been kind of interesting. There's some matters I had to attend to in the middle ring, or middle ear, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, what
Uh,
sort of things?
just business as usual, looking into weirdness.
Weirdness? So descriptive. So
Well,
descriptive.
you know how it is with my work. There's some things I can't talk about.
A lot of things.
Most things.
You've been staying safe?
Well, I'm
At
One
this point,
Piece
she's
mode.
going to slip into the water without her towel.
I'm in One Piece, aren't I? Saying that, you do notice what looks like a fresh scar going across his left chest, like the left pec. I guess there's a fairly fresh wound, but it's healing.
Her eyes go from looking at his face like normal people to the one goes, "You're in one piece, but looks like you got a new wound."
Well,
She looks back at his eyes.
battle scars can be very useful, and they can help intimidate people.
And she gives him a look like, really? Without saying it, just like, eyebrow raise.
All right, Quar, you're sitting over in your little pool of water. Basically, the one that you're sitting in is more or less only fitted big enough for you. Like one other person might be able to sit in it. In fact, there's a halfling kind of dangling their feet on the other end. They've been chatting with you for a little bit, talking about local cuisine and stuff like that. They're really interested in trying something called the quillfish.
He goes,
You know a little bit about quillfish. Think of them at like real world pufferfish.
he goes, oh,
Very
yeah, I've heard of
poisonous.
those. You gotta be careful, they're poisonous.
Oh, I know. But it's such a thrill, Not testing your one's limits every day is boring, I say. I like to live on the edge. Just last week, I fought an ancient red dragon all by myself. Well, fought is a bit of a let's call it a fib. More so, I screamed, shat myself, and ran. But it was exciting.
So you came up against a red dragon and ran off?
Well, I wasn't expecting an adult or an ancient one. I was looking for a younger one. Client was looking for an egg.
I'm gonna inside this guy because I'm like, halflings are normally fearless, so the whole dream shot himself and ran off is kind of
Suspicious?
yes. I
You
believe
think you think he's telling the full, honest truth. Somewhere in the back of your head, there's a small voice. There's a small voice that says, "Say what?"
because I play halflings.
You're like, hey, wait, halflings have fearless. They get advantage on fear checks. That doesn't mean they can't fail, but
Exactly. But even then, they got their luck feat.
exactly.
So, did this guy fail his check?
It seems that way. If he's telling
Ancient
you the
red
truth.
dragon, enough said.
Well, an ancient red dragon would be fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
He was trying to steal an egg from a younger dragon and ran into an ancient one, from what he was saying. So
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, I know of a place that has that quillfish, but I kind of need a second to go with me in case in case it's a little more potent than I thought. Hey, know anyone that would want to try one?
He goes, I mean, if you want someone to give it a go before you give it a go.
Yeah, he's asking for a spotter, someone to make sure he doesn't die
Sparko.
and or enjoy the experience with him, because he likes to do stuff with friends or acquaintances.
Yeah, I can I could give it a go.
You want to head there now? He says.
Sure.
He's like, great. He stands up and starts walking towards the door. He has completely forgotten his towel.
He goes, hey, little
His
man.
tiny little butt cheeks are just flexing as he runs.
He goes, hey, little man, and tosses the towel at him.
He turns, and it turns out he's not so little of a man, but he catches the towel, and he's like, and wraps it around himself. Keeps going.
Lyra looks
Or,
at
on the other hand, just
Quar
gets
as
out
he's
completely normal.
heading-
Because
Yeah, Quar's like, I didn't need a towel anyways.
As Quar's heading out,
simple
Lyra's gonna
anatomy.
look at him and go, just don't die on us while you're gone. Have fun. Come back soon.
Yeah. he goes, I'll be fine.
Oh yeah, you'll
That's
most
the
likely
doubt.
be fine. What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, I'm just
Possibly
pressing
go wrong
exit
eating
out for you
poison
right
stuff,
quick.
right?
Expert out, expert out.
All right, so Quar, you and your halfling companion. By the way, he gives you his name. I'm not sure what a good halfling name would be. Actually, let's just go with Oscar. He introduces himself as Oscar.
He goes, a pleasure, I'm Quar.
I've never really met many turtles in my experience. Do you have any interesting family stories? Like he's interested in your species, not necessarily your direct family.
Quar goes, well, we lay eggs. We don't really have normal genitalia. We have cloaca. And if I want to, I can breathe out my ass when I'm submerged.
You
I
guys
could
just kind
see
of
that being very useful at times as you guys walk out the door.
I would definitely say Roswin is gonna kind of like diverge from the group. As like, I know too much now.
I must go
this-
find a cleric to cast Mind Cleanse.
Lyra's like, yeah, I didn't need to know that, Quar. TMI. As
I
he's
can just
walking
imagine the whole like spa area is now.
There's a bunch of people that
mortified.
just pucker their ass cheeks. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, so Quar goes off to try a possibly deadly meal.
He's off to go try fugu essentially.
I want to try that once in my life. Preferably without dying, but once in my life. All right, so Quar is off scene for the moment. Roswin, did you want to do anything? Sneak off, try to go to possibly figure out where that letter's asking you to meet?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's more looking at that in the night will be a better idea for him. And then he can figure out about the time later.
By the way, while the letter says alone, that's often not a good idea.
All the more reason to do it then, right?
It's your call whether you go alone or take your friends. But all right, so Lyra, you can roll me. Let's go with 2 persuasion checks.
5-point challenge, y'all. Okay, anyways. Multi-line, and I didn't hear all of it. A persuasion.
2 persuasions, an insight, and what do you want to do for the other 2? I'm giving you a 5-point challenge. I haven't used one in a while.
No, you haven't. And perception and another persuasion?
Sure. While you're rolling that, I have to run to the bathroom quickly. I'll be right back.
Hey, alright! Everything is above 10! Whoop whoop! That's good news for me. Also, to those on TikTok, hello! If we do not talk, my apologies, we are in the middle of a game. Do 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 do. How is everybody going today? And yes, I'm as awkward as Lyra. I really am. How does one get started with D&D? It seems so fun, but I have no idea how no one to play with. Well, I would
That's
suggest
the hard part.
finding people is usually the hard part. There is a D&D Discord that I would suggest looking into. There is also, excuse me, I would say look at the player's handbook to understand some of it first. Also, look into Daggerheart, possibly. It's not quite the same as D&D, but it looks like it's fun. We'll be trying to start that up soon once we have confirmation from a couple more people, probably at least 2 more people.
And
But
if you can't find
Mhm.
anybody in person, there's always online.
Always online. If you're looking for in-person, go to game shops, places that sell stuff like board games and card games and things like that. There tends to be people that like to play in those places. Also know which D&D edition you want to try, because there's everything from 3.5, which is what we used to play, 5th edition 2014, 5th edition 2024. There's Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which is much older and has a whole different system unto itself.
There's 4th edition.
There's 4th edition, there's Pathfinder, 1st edition, and 2nd edition. And like I said, there's also Daggerheart, which is another tabletop role-playing game. There's Call of Cthulhu. There's Legends of Avatar. There's a number of different tabletop games. So I would say definitely look into the different types of games that you can find and find one that might work for you. It also depends on if you want to roll dice a lot more or do more thematic role-playing and talking about what you're going to do. But I would always say start with the player's handbook or the main book in any type of tabletop game. Get to know the game and see if it's the game for you. And then go try and find a group. And if you don't find a group that works for you, continue to look for another group. Because until you find a group that fits for you, it takes a bit to get to know what you like and how to play. There's different DMs and different styles. That's perfectly fine if you don't look like the type to play D&D. Neil didn't look the type to play D&D when I first met him. He looked like he was the freaking... How do I explain this? Gothic bodyguard bouncer guy. He looked terrifying. And I don't know he's a nerd. Like me. Dash, being a U-Haul person, also does not look like the type to play D&D. And yet here he is. Oops.
I guess that's fair.
You work at U-Haul and you look like you're a bodybuilder. You do not look like you would sit down and play a nerdy game. You really don't.
I mean, I guess that is fair. Yeah, everyone at work knows I play.
I get the concept and stuff. It's just finding people that's hard. Yes, go to a game shop or look online.
You'll probably have more success online.
Probably
Yes.
not, because I only know you as Womp Womp. Online can be more successful, yeah.
Because there are people that do campaigns like ours, and there are also people that do the Western March.
Yeah, the Western
Type.
March stuff. There's also ones that
There's a couple different styles of play that you can do.
Yeah, somebody's asking how do you get into D&D?
Grab a couple friends. Grab the free rules that you can find, because you can play with just the SRD rules, which are free. Grab a couple friends. Figure out who wants to be the DM. Alternate it every week if you want to see who likes it the most. and just come up with an idea. You can get decent adventures for free, and
Thank
you
you,
just read
Sheldon.
through them, get some ideas, and start it up. Hell, you don't even need to do D&D. You can just go, all right, you're playing this character, this person is playing that character, and just talk it out.
Yep, I suggested also looking into Daggerheart or Legends of Avatar.
Daggerheart
and
is
stuff.
very narrative focused, and it looks really fun. We're going to be playtesting it eventually. We just need to get some shit together for that. Perhaps that would be a good one to try too.
It looks fun.
I agree. I'm very
Okay.
jealous. My roommate is cooking a steak that's 1.5 inches thick,
Oh, Riley.
and I know it's only for him because
Told you.
because my no because the other roommate doesn't eat beef.
Oh.
She's vegetarian?
I think vegetarian would be the most accurate way of putting it. She still
'cause
eats
she's-
eggs.
I was gonna say, because she's not quite vegan.
She's not lactose intolerant. She's lactose no. Like she can't have dairy. She does occasionally with certain things like ice cream cake and things like that. But yeah,
Okay,
usually
she-
has bad
technically she-
repercussions for Riley.
Technically, she can have dairy. She's not supposed to have dairy.
She can, but she shouldn't. It's like
But
Rosie
yes.
having too many energy drinks. No, she shouldn't.
No, she really shouldn't.
But for real, ever since I started watching your lives, you've got me wanting to get into D&D. If I had room in my group, I would invite you into my group. But I already have 5 players.
All right, so
Yeah,
what
we
were your
have
roles?
already banned her for trying to add more.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
they
She
have.
keeps trying. Every time I turn around and start a game, she'll turn around and be like, "Hey, so and so wants to try." I'll be like, "I already have 15 players," and she'll be like, "We can add 3 more."
At
Yes,
one
you
time,
If you didn't hear the
9
noise I just
no,
made, it was the noise of an eye twitching.
I did at one point 11 players. It was on stream. It was
I had-
absolute hell. And
I did have
regret
9
it.
players in a game once. It was ridiculous. 9 players.
Socially
Half of
awkward?
half of the table is bored out of their mind.
Yeah.
Why do you think half of us play D&D? We're all socially awkward in some form.
Guess what? The thing about being socially awkward in D&D is you get to play someone that's not you, and that character isn't socially awkward.
You can either play
Yeah.
someone similar to you to a degree, and not that you're comfortable with it, which is usually my first character in any system, or you can play somebody who's completely different. Thank
Tasha
you,
likes to play herself,
Romulus.
but angry.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Elenia
Or
was
herself with a big dog,
Yep.
but short.
Elenia was me in every way, shape, and form. Just a little bit
Yeah,
more.
it was basically
gung-ho.
you as a D&D character, more or less. Yeah, I
It
agree.
really was,
A little exaggerated, but still.
A little bit. Lyra
All right,
is.
so I am back. We might as well continue.
Yes.
So, Lyra, your rolls look decent. That looks like a not perfect success, but a damn good
They're
one.
all above
I
10, bitch.
Hmm?
They're all above
It's a
10.
10. It's a 10, but it's not a good number higher than that. Is what I'm saying. It wasn't like you got a whole bunch of critical successes. That was a really good roll. You just succeeded with a bonus. Oh, my dice!
Woo, baby!
Oh!
Thank you.
That was a very
you,
strange
Sheldon,
pain.
for all the guests. We appreciate it.
So, Rose, you
No.
succeeded admirably. You accomplished what you were going for, plus something in a bonus. So, what was it you were aiming at right now? You're trying to ask him on a date?
Yes.
You're sitting there like, hey, how about you and me at the insert place here? You know, that restaurant you went to earlier?
Or
Like-
just insert.
Or you, me, my hotel room now. Which one?
Food first. Always food first, and then dessert.
Well, you know, with a roll like that, what if your dessert?
That was what I was getting at. Food first, and then dessert. Oh, so this will be the first time she tells somebody think of her as dessert.
Well, let's
Think
see
of
if he's interested in the dessert thing, Rose.
Oh boy.
Let's find out how he is. All right, so I'm going to try something completely different, and I'm going to roll Daggerheart the
Okay.
dice, the duality dice, and I'm
Okay.
going to go with if we roll with hope, it will be a success for you, and if we roll with fear, it will not. For anyone who's
Okay.
wondering, in Daggerheart, you roll duality dice is 2d12. One of them is your hope dice, and one of them is your fear dice. And so, boom, 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 and
Whichever rolls
dun, dun,
higher is the one that you roll with
dun.
hope or fear. So if you have your
I'll
fear
tell you
dice
the
and it rolls higher.
and I'll tell you the result later.
Oh, gee, thanks.
So
Yes.
you and Cole are going off to go eat. Are you going to say
Yay.
goodbye to Roswin?
She'll turn and look to Rosa and go, bye! Do not get in trouble while I'm away. I do not need to go save your butt. Again.
Wasn't one of us supposed to show a picture of Cole right now in this scene, or did we never get a good picture for that?
I have a couple pictures of him. Hold on, let me go find one.
You can find the picture and show it, and I will move on to Quar for the moment. Quar, you and your halfling companion have been sitting down at this restaurant for a little while. You made your order already. They are cooking it up right now. It's always cooked fresh, fresh sliced right in front of you. This quillfish is about the size of a watermelon.
That's a big ass fish.
That's deflated. The spikes
Shit.
on this thing could be used for
Many daggers.
knitting. They could be used for knitting or for daggers, right?
Yep.
You could stab someone with one of these and it would hurt a lot because they're filled with poison.
Yeah.
So you see the vendor he takes this thing and with like deft hands, he's moving like lightning, is just moving around. He plucks all the quills, he puts them in a pile, they put them in a container, and they seem to have a purpose after that, but they disappear eventually and you don't know where they went. The food, or like the fugu itself that he's slicing, though, he slices a bunch of pieces off and discards them. Like, well, when I say discard, I mean barely touches them, throws them into a bin that is avoided by anyone else. Slices a whole bunch of pieces off, cuts off a piece, the size of a normal little bit of salmon, a little salmon fillet.
Yeah.
Just a little tiny one serving bit of fish. About the size for you, and a slightly smaller one for the halfling. Size matters in this case.
Okay. Yep.
He does that whole it's like very sushi style, very Japanese themed preparation and everything. Gets that done, puts it on the plate, puts a bunch of garnishes around it, a couple different little sauces on it, like something like wasabi sauce, a bit of fermented ginger, some other things, a little soy sauce or whatever you would want to have with that sort of thing. Basically, and a nice little bowl of rice. Also, there's a bowl of soup, roughly the equivalent of like a miso soup or something.
All right.
Hands it or slides them over to the two of you and smiles at both of you, nods like a bow nod.
Well, we'll kind of give a little nod himself and
give it a sniff.
Give it a sniff, and then he'll.
It smells very fragrant, very aromatic. And by the way, you did notice he did not cook it in any way.
All right, he will give the fugu sushi a try down the hatch.
You just popping the whole thing down? All right. I will have you do a Constitution save, but you do have advantage.
All right.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Hydrate, you bastards!
Oh,
perfect. That is good enough. Your 12 is enough to make it so your stomach doesn't go
That's good.
You do feel it hit the sides of your mouth as you're chomping it down, and those areas go like noticeably numb as you're swallowing it. The back of your throat, you're like, wait, I can't feel it. Where'd my tongue go? Gets to your stomach, and you feel your stomach, and you feel that warm numbness, and then nothing from that. And it's just like, wow, that was interesting. It tasted quite unique, like very, very fishy, obviously, but
Mhm.
just that spiciness about it. Like not spicy like it's hot sauce, but it's the only way you could describe it is spicy.
He goes, "Careful, dude. It's a little spicy."
Your halfling companion is a little more cautious and only takes a small bite of it rather than the whole thing. His lips go numb instantly. You can see them turn a slight tint of blue. If you had lips, yours would have been too.
Oof.
They just go a little bit bluish, which is often a thing that happens with fugu, from what I've understood from my research, because I've been interested in it for quite some time. And he's like, "Oh wow, that was spectacular!" And then he finishes the rest of it slowly, not all at once. He goes about, finishes the other things, actually orders a bowl of noodles afterwards, mixes in his other bits into the noodles to finish it all off, and continues on. It's like nom, 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 licking his fingers. Nom, 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 nom. Oh,
Yummy,
damn it!
yummy.
My finger went numb.
Clar will finish his meal off too, and he will risk it for the biscuit and order some more quillfish.
You're going for another one? Would you like to try it in a different style? They do have other versions of it. Like they have a cooked version, which would be like, just think of it as like normal fish cooked up or like fried up, seasoning, a couple other things. You go to order some more. The vendor looks at you, looks at the halfling. The halfling's like, no, I'm good. He looks back at you, nods, kind of gives you that little bow. He was still finishing off like what was left of the quillfish that he had been cutting up. So it's like da 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 da. He's got all the bits and bobs. He takes a piece and he fries it up for you and brings it back in a bowl of noodles with some other seasoning. There is what looks like an egg in there. You're not sure what kind of egg. It doesn't quite look normal to you, but it tastes good when you eventually are going to taste it. Wahaha.
He'll definitely taste it, and well, the guy's probably thinking in D&D equivalent of Japanese fucking turtles off as a goddamn rocker.
Oh my gosh.
Oh well, I will let you do a. You have nature. If you have nature, you can roll a nature check to see if you can identify that egg.
I mean, we technically have it. Doesn't mean we're for.
Is the
For
bot not
fishing,
working? Where'd my dice go?
15.
15. Yeah,
You
that's
ran
good.
away with
All
the
right.
circus.
No, it just rolled off my desk. So you think that the egg is more of an egg sac. It's kind of out of your normal wheelhouse to figure out what it was, but judging by the fish that he was cutting up, you think it might actually be an egg sac for this fish.
Oh, so
Caviar.
quillfish caviar.
Very much bigger caviar, but yes.
Mhm.
And it was really tasty. It had a nice creaminess to it. It was like, oh, ooh.
I probably need
Nothing poisonous about it.
Okay. But for the meat itself, I probably need another con save.
Yes. This time, you do. Also. No, you get advantage still, though.
Alright. 15.
15. Perfect. That one went down well. You were like, oh, Ooh. With a little bit of seasoning, it was even better than when it was just raw. Or that's what a normal person would say.
Yep.
You're like, I like it raw and wrinkly.
Yes. Quar is literally a fucking iron stomach on legs.
Pretty much, pretty much.
Well,
Given everything he's eating, yes, he is.
well, I'm kind of thinking, well, with most turtles, they can eat anything.
They can eat almost anything, yeah. They're pretty much iron stomach. That's why I'm giving you advantage, mostly.
I mean, sea turtles eat fucking plastic bags, for crying out loud.
They also eat jellyfish and stuff that are poisonous.
Yep.
So, yeah, you enjoyed your meal. That was very good. You're actually quite full now. The vendor gives you a strange little snack type thing afterwards. Yeah, it would be kind of like the weird equivalent to a fortune cookie.
All right,
Which
he'll definitely.
Which is strangely not Japanese, but it's like it gives you a rough equivalent of a fortune cookie.
He'll take it and crack it open and.
Before you pop it open or like crack it open, he stops you and explains that traditionally one would make a sort of a wish off on it. And then he like encourages you to do that.
He'll before he cracks it open. Yeah, he'll make a wish. All right. His wish is to find his wish is to find those king pirates. Damn pirates.
You're like, all right, I will find the red tide. I wish to find the red tide. Crack, crack,
yes.
Crack. And you see a little sparkle, almost magical, come off of it. And much like a fortune cookie, it has a little piece of paper in it with some stupid little words of encouragement that I'm not going to generate because I don't want to be that generic.
No worries.
But you get the
Your
idea.
day
It's just
shall
like
get brighter if you only put effort into it.
the path you seek will open up to you shortly.
He'll nod and
the halfling's wish is something more along the lines of, I hope to have a good sleep tonight. Crack.
Yep.
Sparkle, 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 sparkle. And he falls over.
Quar goes, well, shit.
Blah, 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 blah.
Quar will pay for both or will pay for both the meals. Tip the server.
The vendor,
he'll carry Oscar back to the inn.
All right. You get back to the inn. I'm going to. I assume you ask the clerk, "Hey, is this guy staying here?"
Yeah, he'll ask. Excuse me, what room's this guy in?
Oh, that would be Oscar. Insert last name here. Yes, he's staying here. He's in room B12 or something like that.
All right, he'll get the key off of Oscar because
he's got it in his pocket. Yep.
Yeah. And then he'll pop the halfling to bed.
You take him up to his room. You put him in his bed. He's like, thank you, mommy.
Then Quar will go find his teammates.
All right. Last time you saw them, they were back at the spa. They probably have left there by now, you assume. You kind of got the feeling Lyra was trying to take somebody home.
Yeah, sort of. He had a feeling she was trying to get laid.
Which he has ample experience seeing because Elena did it all the time.
You didn't even need to roll. You didn't even need to roll an insight. You were like, "Hey, look, it's Elena with dark skin."
Yeah. Yep.
Except this is the first guy that he has seen her take anywhere.
Exactly.
He's like it's Elena 2.0.
No. Elena
She's a little more selective.
She's a selective Elena. Elena would have had the 12 guys along the way. Lyra has not.
All right. While they're doing this, Roswin, what are you doing?
So after slipping away and hearing what Lyra had to say, Roswin is actually because I was present for the last game for this, correct?
Your character was present, but was just kind of back in the background.
Okay. So since I don't know exactly where we are, I don't know exactly what Roswin can do.
Well, you have the letter that you can
Oh, that's
deal with
true.
later. You have Rose believes that the next thing you guys need to do is go down into the mines because, for one, that's where she has information that there's a cure for her mom. There's also some sort of vault down there, which is where the cure is. But she also believes that you guys have to clear out something in the mines that is causing that red fog, or at least something in that red fog. As a out of character note.
Okay.
That she determined that last game, basically.
Yes.
Well, that I kind of want to investigate that vault. Is there any like libraries that Ross we can go to like look into like any type of histories or stuff like
There
that?
is there's actually the level of the city you're on is all universities. Basically, all the Drow noble houses that used to be here have been converted into different universities for different subjects. So you can find one that's completely dedicated to the history of Avernus or something if you really looked.
Oh yeah, Ross want to absolutely go look because he's gonna want to know about this before they go anywhere. Better
All
safe than
right.
sorry.
Well, I can simplify that in some quick terms for you. All right. So without having to do too much digging, like roll wise, you find a
Bless you.
you find a sage that knows the information or that has the information you need fairly simply, asking around, putting a few coins in people's hands, that sort of
Question?
thing, right?
Okay.
What kind of question?
Does he get to meet the guy that me and Cora got to meet? Because Rosalind wasn't there during that.
Which guy?
The one that kicked us out of the university?
Maybe. That is a university. So
You guys got kicked out.
We got kicked out hardcore. That university, the head of that university does not like my patron.
I mean, who doesn't?
True.
But still.
It is very true. There's a bit of issues with that one.
Yeah, he doesn't like me.
Either way, he's
I don't know where his picture is.
Oh god. Let's see if I can find it.
If you can find it, I will use him. The leader of that university is in the list. I thought maybe Dash
really-
wasn't here for that session. That was a while back. That was a while back that you guys met him.
Mm-hmm.
Scrolling.
That's the book.
Scroll.
I found the book. I found. Nope, that's my patron.
Wouldn't it be in the chat log?
I'm looking in the campaign chat. No, I'm all the way up to birds. Okay. Then I guess I'm going the other way.
Oh, wrong person. The fuck? Nope, that wasn't the page I wanted. Way too old. Oh my, even yeah. Well, there's a drow elf that you would find absolutely cute, but it's not who we're looking for.
Rose is like, I don't care. I want to see.
It was around the time
Later.
where I was showing her pictures of Pan. The Pan that's in my game, at least. All right, let's see this page. I'm just like randomly picking pages in the list and going, maybe they're around here. No, not that old. Not that old at all. That was when you were fighting the Emperor. Let's go with this page. Sure.
I think it was just before Roswin and Amara joined us.
No, not a page 132, you silly bastards. Hey, there's a picture of Lyra. There is some random dude.
God damn it, there.
Right? Lyra and random dudes.
None of it she's hit on until now.
Why do I have so many flowers? Why is there so many flowers in this chat? Whatever. I can't fucking
One
find them.
moment.
Yep. I really wish I learned to label all of my fucking pictures. Organization would be a wonderful thing to have, but I don't have it. Maybe if I searched by date. No,
Fate
not
might
that.
help.
Bum, bum, bum.
No, I'm just scrolling through the dice channel.
All right, and I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Side
Do
quest.
you remember roughly how long ago that was, bro?
Don't, unfortunately. I think it was before Roswin and Amara joined us, though.
I think we already figured that part out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was before that. All right,
That's what
so
best of the timeline as I got.
because I have a picture of Roswin that you shared on the third month, March 28th, and there's a picture of Quar with it. So I'm
That's
thinking
my
around that
picture.
time frame. So it was probably around March that we started with the other two in the group, wasn't it?
Yes, it looks
I
like
think
it.
so. There's Hey. Not who we're looking for. There's a picture of Lyra. Which seems like it would be around the right time frame. But then it's like, now fuck you. Oh, wait, do I have him on a... Did I make him a scabbard page?
I would say he should have a scabbard page. I'm pretty sure I saw it.
I just gotta remember his name.
That I might be able to help
His
with.
role. Headmaster. Xylarthos Umbre. Yes, I do
Yes.
have a scabbard page for him.
Hey, alright.
Which means I can show his picture in the chat now. This is him. He has a intellect devourer or two that travel around with him when he's in the university. And he is the guy that you end up going to.
Oh,
He seems to be the best in the know. You weren't with Lyra when she was here last, though, so it's not a problem. He doesn't know you.
perfect. We're gonna keep it that way.
Aggressive scrolling,
But
yes.
he is the one that people recommend for historical aspects from the city and stuff like that. He knows a lot about what happened underneath the city.
Because we had actually
Even
gone to him
better.
previously to try and find that information, and he was not forthcoming because he found out who my patron was.
And you didn't even tell him.
No, I tried to make a deal with him, and he's like, "Oh, you're one of his." I'm like, "What? Ow!" I'm like, "Ow!" I'm like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, that was.
You're one of his. Get the fuck out of my place.
You know.
That was literally the case of it.
No, I'm not
All right.
surprised.
So
Well,
you've made your way to the university. You've been introduced to this gentleman who is, by the way, introduced as the headmaster of the university, though he also does sagely duties. In your mind, his he doesn't talk physically. He only talks telepathically.
all right.
So as you're talking to him, you get used to that. It's a little weird for the first moment or two. What would you like to ask him first? He's down to talk. He's not extremely flourishing with words. Like he doesn't talk on it for hours on end like Rosie does.
Fair enough. So Rosman goes in and goes, "Hello there. I am looking for some information. I was wondering if you can help out."
Well, I'd be welcome to help. What kind of information? As he obviously tweaks something in your brain and gets some answers for himself, though he waits for you to put out those thoughts before obviously reading them.
I'm looking for some information from some underground areas, specifically vaults.
Ah, a adventurer interested in the old vaults underneath. Well, Lord that we have tells us that many of them are from an age long past, when elves alone ruled the world.
Hmm. And are these vaults perhaps magically sealed or trapped?
Many of them are heavily sealed, and almost all of them are trapped to a deadly fashion. However, some have been opened, and some are in use by other factions, having found keys to them.
There's keys.
Oh, you got his interest real fast.
He explains to you like these keystone items that they have found evidence of existing, but he's never been able to get a hold of one himself. He does know of someone who might have come in contact with them. However, that individual is currently keeping himself low and away from the headmaster.
Gee, I wonder who that is.
One can tell. But with that information, Rosman goes, "All right, and what will you consider to be an easy way to bypass those vaults traps or get those doors open?"
Your best bet would be to find a key, but as I said, they are extremely hard to come by. Your next best bet would be a master locksmith of some sort, and probably somebody can either set off the traps for you. Sacrificial pigs are wonderful, or somebody who can disable them. I do warn you, if you're going down directly underneath the city right now, the fog has been known to be more of a threat than the vaults themselves.
What do you mean?
Well, the fog seems to be caused by some mixture of chemicals in the under lanes. It's a section underneath the city that's basically lava flows. So like lava rivers and whatnot, when they hit certain materials, they turn into a almost sentient style fog. It seems to have intelligence, but at the same time it doesn't.
So it's almost like magical sulfuric clouds.
Yeah, that kind of hunts you down.
Ugh.
There's also other creatures that have become adapted to living in this material. Well, We think that the fog itself might be caused by interactions with the ethereal crystals that are known to be down in the old mines. However, they were abandoned many moons ago due to, well, I guess you wouldn't use moons, you're underground. Many cycles ago due to the red mist or the red fog or the fire fog or whatever they're calling it this week.
Fire
Let's
fog.
see. All right.
Oh,
well,
he said all of those. Red
Okay.
mist, red fog, fire fog.
and just a mist that kind of hunts it. I'm guessing this mist isn't tangible to attack physically, is it?
Correct.
So it needs something magical to either
I can't
blow
remember.
it
Did your
away.
character buy
hurt
one
it.
of the masks previously?
No.
No.
We all had a mask, though it was kind of a shitty mask. I think
Basically,
I
at
was
one
the
point,
only
you
one
guys were in the
who
lower
got
section,
one.
and I offered you masks from a vendor. They were just like little, like we had for COVID, right? But
Yep.
that sort of
Yeah.
thing. There are vendors that sell better ones. There are vendors that sell really nice ones. And
Well, that
Ophidian
was
then
gonna
gave
be.
me his.
I about to say that was going to be Roswell's next question, which is, since he can't attack it physically, is there any way he can protect himself from it?
those masks are your best bet for simple stuff, though it will still irritate your skin and stuff, things like that, right?
Where can I get one of these masks?
I have a basic one you could have. I don't go down there very often, and he hands you like basically, like I said, just a medical mask almost. It seals around your ears, your nose, and your mouth. It comes just kind of up to your eyes, though your eyes aren't covered.
Roswell takes it reluctantly, but takes it nonetheless.
You're
Looks
not
at it.
sure how he would have even wore it because tentacles.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why he's like, thank
Eh.
you. As he just kind of looks at it and goes,
At least you know
I'll
what they
make
look
some
like.
use of it.
However, you can also find vendors that sell them all over. Though I don't. You're more likely to find vendors in the lower levels.
Oh, yeah, more likely.
If the fog was to come up to the level he's on, oh, people would flip.
Without question. But Roswell gonna take the mask, looks and goes, I wonder if I can get a better one. As he just kind of like puts it into his pouch and leaves.
All right, you got some information. Your head out. All right. Anywhere going to go anywhere exciting? You think
Probably
Lyra
back-
would probably have gone back to the hotel by now, like her room? You each got your individual rooms.
Yeah, I was just about to say, probably back to the hotel so he can read his note.
All right.
And
So
figure out what to
you
go
have
from there.
headed back there. Quar has headed back there, I believe.
Yep.
And Lyra is in a room.
Of course she is.
Oh, it's in a room, not her room.
In a room.
I wonder, do they have one of these? They do actually. I know what Ross I'm gonna end up getting.
What day?
I was looking out one if they have stink bombs. 1 second.
Oh yes. Here comes the hot peppers.
Yes, Lyra is in a room. I'm guessing she's doing dessert.
She's doing whatever you want her to do, however you want her to do it, within the boundaries of a nice, decent, healthy relationship. Yeah, sure, right. We'll go with that.
Healthy. Attempts at healthy. She's trying.
She's trying to eat healthy right now. She's got a foot long in her mouth.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's about accurate.
Lyra has a good night.
Yay! She had a good night. She's
There was
welcome
way
back to
more.
her room if she's with
There was
Cole.
there was there was way more like sitting around and talking about things than she ever expected, but it wasn't bad.
A lot of talking. She gets to know Cole, and she didn't buy him a gift because Lyra doesn't buy gifts.
No, that would be considerate of people, and that would mean you're thinking nicely.
She'll get there eventually. Unlike Elena, who spends a gift every time she sees a boy, it's a little more special with her.
Ooh, I just met this guy. I want to take him home. I'm going to buy him a gift.
I spent so much of Elena's gold on just gift
You
buying.
only buy
Sorry,
gifts
I'm
for
back.
people you're trying to sleep with. All right, so the
Like,
night goes
all
by.
of
It's
them.
the next day. Everyone wakes up. Breakfast is being served downstairs. They have their own little mini restaurant type thing, but they have the continental breakfast, one might call it.
All right.
You go down there, they have pretty much anything you want for breakfast. If they don't have it, they can get someone to make it.
Very fancy.
Oh, this
Lyra's
place
ordering exotic
is one
shit.
of the higher end inns.
That explains so much.
Exotic drow food out of Lyra.
This is the kind of place where you look at the clerk and say, "Hey, I need this, this, and this," and two of those objects are not legal, and they still get them for you.
Even better. Even better.
All right, so yeah, breakfast is served. You guys can go about eating some of it, and if you need to talk amongst yourselves and figure out what you want to do next, go for it.
We're
Alright.
going down there to go get her medicine. What have you guys found out? Knowing both of you, you have information. Considering the one headmaster very much dislikes me, I can't go get much information. Though I did find out a little bit with Cole last night.
I think you're thinking too much of us.
You're smart. I should look him up and down with a not so nice look. I guess kind of a degrading look. You're smart.
Okay. So what type of answer are you expecting? You already know as much as I probably would about where we're heading to.
We're heading to
As he just kind of gives her that
the
sly smile like he knows just a little bit more, but he's just holding it on.
She
He's
rolls her
teasing
eyes.
you without teasing you.
Like you do all the time, Neil. Must be a guy thing.
Somewhat.
Maybe.
But she'll stay. Well, what I know is that going down into the lower levels, past the city area, is dangerous. We will need good masks, and that going down there will be making breathing hard. I don't believe the mask I have from Finian. I just kind of like upwardly glares like, ugh, will do me much good. I think we need better masks than what I currently have. So we should look for something that will last us for more than a couple seconds down there.
And where do you expect us to get some better masks?
Well, there's got to be somebody.
One of the waiters stops and says, "Oh, I know. I can answer that for you, sir. There is a lovely shop down on the first level. One of my cousins runs. It's they specialize in customizing masks, especially for that. They used to work on the suits that were for the miners before the mines were closed."
Okay.
Well,
Gives you an address.
Gives him a
well,
gold.
then I guess I know what our next option is.
Exactly.
Gives us the address. Gives him a gold. Basically, thank you.
Yep.
without
You
saying
guys
it.
finish up your breakfast. There's coffee, orange juice, whatever you need to get yourself going in the morning.
Yep.
Energy drink! No, I'm joking.
Are you
There's
really?
there's the equivalent of an energy drink, I'm sure.
I don't see Lyra as being the energy drink type. I see her more as a, like, refined
Chamomile tea.
drinker.
She's like chamomile tea. I just needed to relax.
Yeah, more or less.
Sure, she does.
She's got this special chamomile tea. It's got chamomile tea, valerian root, and like 6 other narcotics that'll knock you out. And this is just how she lightly calms down in the evenings.
That I do
Not
believe.
accurate. So we're
All
going
right.
down
So
there. We're looking
are you
for a
guys going to head down there now, or are you guys going to do anything before?
We should probably
I think we should
prepare.
head down. Yeah, I'm about to say prepare, then head down.
Okay.
Especially finding some better masks to allow us to survive a bit longer.
Masks, probably find some healing potions, potions against poison, I think would work. Could
Can't
I do
hurt.
an Arcana or a Nature, preferably Arcana, to see
Or
or
I said 4.
to see, with the fire fog having experienced it at one point, what would be best for the type of potion that would help us to keep us alive longer
Well,
down there.
without needing a roll, so you experienced enough of it to know that it was very irritating to the skin, and you were in a very light fog. I mean, like
Mhm.
it started burning any exposed skin to a light degree. Think of it like a mild sunburn. So you realize you don't want to have any naked skin,
Okay.
or at least
So we want
as
full
little as
suits.
possible. So you want a mask with eye protection, probably. You want something that's going to cover up any important parts, and you're not sure how that would help because that really wasn't how poisons work in D&D. They don't just normally burn outside of you, right?
Mhm.
It seemed more like a fiery effect, but at the same time not.
I'm
Almost
definitely
like
betting on
almost
something.
like an acid fog, right? Yeah.
Oh! With you saying that, that reminds me of what Finian said. Because he's the tiefling, he is able to go in it because he's resistant to fire. Fire resistant potions would probably be a good thing in case our suits give up.
A fire resistant potion could be a very good last minute item, and you can find those in the arcane district. There is definitely vendors that will sell you potions of any kind, scrolls of any kind, maybe a few magic items if you're lucky, if you needed one.
I don't think I need one currently.
All right, so you got plans to go to the mask shop, the potion vendor, you need, and which also sells scrolls. The consumables vendor, basically.
Perfect. So in that
Alright.
case, I would definitely not do it. Is there any fire resistance potion?
There is a fire resistance
Yes,
potion.
that's why I just mentioned it.
That's why
Yeah,
you're going to the potion shop.
I'm thinking Rossman's gonna go. I'm thinking fire resistance, goggles, mask, but also a cloak to wrap around us in case
Why don't we
it
just get
tries
the
to
full
go through our
suit?
clothes. Yeah, suit, but a cloak will also still be handy
Cloak
in
can
case that she starts going
come in
through
handy
it.
in a pinch, yes.
I have my cloak, as I point to my cloak of protection that I constantly wear. Yes, hello, Sheila.
If it works,
All right. So, what's the plan? Where are you going? How you go? Or where are you going first? This is the question.
I'm gonna go to the potion shop first, personally.
Anyone going with you?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
I'll follow.
Rossman's gonna go towards the apparel,
Okay.
or at least like a clothing vendor.
Yeah, well, like the guy that does the masks also does other clothing attire for that sort of situation. Things that would be suited for that tier. That's on the
Yes.
lowest tier of the place. There's a potion vendor on the tier you're on right now. So if you go there first, you could go down to the other one, or do you want to go down there and meet them there?
He's going to go down there and meet them there.
Okay, you go down that way, and Rose and Quara go to the potion vendor.
Do you want me to
find
pick
that
you up
shop.
any fire resistances while I'm in there?
Yes, if you can get me 3, I will pay you back. But get me 3.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
All right, so you go to the potion shop. Potion shop. Potion shop.
Potion
Da-da-da,
shop.
potion shop. You're asking around for some of the stuff he has. It's a let's go with this individual is a half elf, half drow. Well, he's a half drow. He has normal-ish hair. By normal, I mean surface hair,
Okay.
like brown hair, but the grayish dark skin of a half elf.
All right.
Seems to be rather friendly, even though you are who you are. Smiles at you the whole time, treats you like a decent person. If you say anything looking down on him, doesn't even seem to register it. He's very happy. He's very jovial, very at peace with the world. You are not a problem to him. He's that kind of customer service agent that he's either really good at masking or he's really this happy. Greetings! How can I help you two fine customers today? He says as you enter.
Oh, over enunciation type. Oh god. Okay.
Um.
We are looking to get some fire resistance potions.
Well, you're in
healing
luck. You're in
potions.
luck. I have a sale on them right now. Actually, I've got three for the price of one. If I remember correctly, they're 250 gold each.
Yeah. I can only buy one set of those. I cannot buy 2 sets of those with the money I have. Quire might have to pitch in on that.
Did you already spend your 2,500 gold?
No, but I only have 2830.
That would mean, yeah, not very many of them.
Quargos, I got
I can
it.
get 3 of them.
Quargos, I will take 3 sets.
3 sets, so 750.
Yes, he will
Perfect.
slap down 750 gold because Quar
You're
is
like,
rolling in fucking gold.
oh yeah, he is. Quara is a walking bank. Don't tell the
Yes.
Thieves Guild,
Don't tell Alenia.
right?
Let me just say, hey, help me get another present for my boys.
Yeah, but
Not
she's a
that she
rogue.
needs it because she's a princess.
Ouch. All right, so yeah, you've got some potions. Do you want any other potions while you're here?
Let's see. First, I'll
By
add
the way,
my.
you're not certain why he would be selling fire-resistant potions for discount, but
So how you said that 3 for the price of 1. So is it 2,050?
3 for the price of 1 is 250, not 2,050,
Oh, okay. Then I
250.
misunderstood that. Then yes, I can get them. I thought it was 2,500 that you said, not 250.
No, 250.
Okay, so yeah, I will get my set, and I will get
I already bought yours.
oh.
Yes. Were you
Okay.
paying attention to this conversation at all, Rose?
I thought
Nope.
he was getting
Obviously
them for
not.
himself.
I said
No.
250. How do you get 2,500?
My brain somehow came up with 2,500.
It's all good. It's all good. Anyways, you've got 3 sets of them, so that means you have 9 fire-resistant potions right now.
So 3 for each of us.
They will last an hour. They give you resistance to fire. That is exactly what they do. Is there anything else you would like? Healing potions? You
Uh,
like better than regular healing potions since you're not level 1?
I have one greater healing. I could probably pick up another one.
All right. Do you remember
Yeah,
what the
come on,
price
take-
is on them?
No.
Wahahaha. Let me get that information for you.
Or we'll take 2 greater healies.
Boom, boom, boom. We just have to quickly brain the prices. Brains. All right. So a greater healing potion is 200 gold. A superior is 2,000.
Oh.
A supreme is 20,000. Going by the standard pricing rules, which that sounds ridiculous because who's
Okay,
able to afford a supreme healing potion? Real.
Very
we can do a
absurd.
supreme. You said supreme was...
20,000.
Oh.
A
I only
superior
have
is 2K.
4,000.
Oh, the superior is the one I... Wait, what?
A superior is the purple potion. Superior than supreme. Supreme is the biggest one. That's the legendary, basically, right? But yes, a greater healing potion is 200 gold.
I'll take 2 of those.
No,
Perfect.
supreme is the purple one, according to D&D Beyond.
Okay, then what's the one before it? Blue, green,
Blue.
greater greater healing potion is not green.
Yes, it is.
It is?
Healing potion of healing is
a healing
white.
potion considered a
of
white
healing
item now?
greater
Oh,
is
okay.
green.
Yeah, that's the right prices. So the purple one is 20k, the blue one is 2k, the green one is 200, and the white one is 50.
Yeah, I'll
This
take...
guy will sell you. Actually, he'll give you the same deal. He'll give you three greater healing potions for in this case 250. It's bigger than more than one. He seems to be having a blowout sale or something.
So that's not fishy.
No, not at all.
I'll take it, but that's
Do you
not
want
fishy
to
at
ask
all.
him why he's having a blowout sale, or do you want to
Yes.
just deal with it?
I would love to find out why he's having a blowout sale. What's going on?
Why are you getting why are you getting rid of all these potions for so cheap? You've got to be losing money on it. Oh yes, I'm losing money quickly on these. However, these were all made by my apprentice, and while they do work consistently, I've noticed some discrepancies with some of the formula, and I feel that they might be going bad soon. Nearly expired potions.
Oh,
There's a reason why they're on a discount.
Yep. Should always
Makes
give
sense.
a player's option for discount potions. Is there any scrolls you want to get while you're here?
I'm a warlock sorcerer, so I...
Still can cast sorcerer spells through scrolls.
Yeah, give me a second. Level 1? Level 1. Spell scroll, shield.
How many? They're 50 to 100 gold typically for a level 1 spell.
I will take 4.
He'll give you them for 50 each. 200 total.
Yep. 4 spell scrolls of shield. Make sure that I remember this. That will reserve my spell slots. Put that on my list. 2, 3, 4. Add 4 items. And take out 200 gold. Remove.
All right. When he hands you the pile of scrolls, you do you look at them or anything, like glance through them, count them, that sort of
Oh,
thing?
yes. Oh yes,
Well,
always.
he hands you that pile of scrolls, and there's 5 scrolls there. He's put them into a scroll case, by the way.
I'm not going to argue this.
There is a 5th scroll in there, however. Do you want to mention it, or do you just want to like glance at it and see what it is?
I'll glance at it.
It's a level 2 spell that I believe you are familiar with because it's mirror image.
Oh, that's useful.
For some reason, he slipped in a mirror image scroll. If you use it right, it can be very useful.
I don't use it often, but mirror image is useful.
Mm-hmm. All right. Looks like we're probably going to finish up on the surface just before break, and then after break we can continue down in the tunnel.
The down under.
And the down under, eh? Watch out for the spiders.
And the kangaroos.
I don't want to fight a kangaroo.
Who does
No,
want
you
to
don't.
kangaroo?
Want to fight a kangaroo?
I've heard kangaroo tastes interesting, but I would never go hunting for them myself.
After what we heard from Angel, how they rip you apart with their claws, no thank you. I will stay away from them.
No, you heard wrong.
It's not that bad.
Rose, what they do is they grab you by the hands with their hands. They pull and then they kick you in the chest with their big feet, and they split you in half, not cut you in half.
And then they take you down under in the water
and snap you in half by kicking you.
Not any better.
No, not any better.
Hey, just be glad when they take you into the water, they put you in a nice little chokehold.
No thanks. No thanks.
It's not like a fun time.
Now we get to go meet up with Waswin.
All right, so
Waswin.
Waswin?
Yep.
Waswin.
Hey, Waswin, can I have some candy?
Waswin! Give me uppies, Waswin!
Oh, gosh, no.
I'm just a man. Drop.
I can see him doing that.
Yeah.
Pushes kid over lead. All right, so Roswin, you've made it to the mask store before them. Obviously, this particular person, it's not a super high quality of storefront. It's in the lower district. The shinier your store, the more likely you are to get robbed.
Perfect place.
But this place here, it has it has windows that show a couple different styles of masks. Some of them have goggles, some of them have ear covers, some of them have weird things that look like they would be enhancing for your hearing or something. You do see a couple where there's a little tint to the glass in front of the eye, like the goggles. Some of them look scary. Some of them look happy. Some of them just look like they would fit into the happy mask vendor from Zelda.
Well, good to know. Roswin is going to go up towards the vendor and goes, "Sir, I'm needing some full-on outfits to help survive under the ground. Can you help?"
Oh, you're going into the mines, are you?
Yes.
Well, I do highly recommend one of the full suits, but unfortunately, I'm completely out of stock right now. Not long ago, there was a different crew went down to clear some stuff out, and they never returned my stock.
A crew of how many?
There was about 6 of them.
6 of them. And they went down under and they never came back?
Correct.
What a shame.
So, if you do happen to see my suits down there, I highly recommend putting one on, because otherwise, you might regret it. But if you can retrieve them for me, there's a reward in it for you.
Well, I do love a reward. With that being said, however, since you don't have the full suits, you would have any face wear that will at least be protective and
yes,
perhaps cloaks.
He like moves his hand, like points to the room you're in. Essentially, is like, yes, definitely lots of masks. There's definitely some cloaks. He has actually some specifically made for the idea you have. Like they wrap around and kind of seal you in. You can still move around good. Some stuff might come in up by your feet, but it usually doesn't like stick up in there. But yeah, you could more or less wrap yourself like as if you were in a blanket or something.
Okay, okay.
Those particular ones are slightly fire resistant on their own, and they cost about 100 gold. The masks that he's going for, the really basic ones are cheap, like 5 to 10 gold, and those are more or less you took a wet cloth, pissed on it, and put it on your face. That's probably actually more accurate than some of the ones that were being sold on the street. But he has much higher quality ones. These ones look like they would fit nice and snug. They definitely look way more comfortable. As I said, they have the eye protection, they have some ear protection, and you can get some enhancements on them. Is there anything in particular you would need, you think?
Well, Rosman's just kind of looking around. What would you say would be the most optimal for the fog down below?
Out of what stock I have currently, he grabs you like the cloak that I mentioned, puts that on the counter, and he goes over to one of the models of the mask and goes, "This one I think would probably suit you fairly well." He brings it over, puts it on the table in front of you. It's a full face, covers like basically your whole head actually. Think luchador mask, but less Mexican wrestler, more actual face protection.
So like Bane, but with an
Yes.
actual protection onto it. All right.
Bane with a breather, or no, the breather
Okay.
is on Bane.
Yeah.
Bane with with goggles is what I mean.
Alright.
Fully covers your head. There is some things that go over the ears that he says are meant to enhance your hearing. The fog is known to cause dampening of noises. It sort of counters out the dampening a little, which means you get less disadvantage.
Perfect. And since you don't have the full suit, do you have any type of suits or cloaks that we can use to help cover ourselves while we're walking through there?
Just the one,
Gloves.
the big cloak he mentioned that he put on the counter already. That one is the best model. It can do it can, like fully seal yourself in and just walk around like you're just a robe.
Roswin just kind of nods, and you can see like a small disappointment on him as he goes, "All right, well, this is the best that we got."
Yeah,
As he
unfortunately, because my other suits were already acquired, I can't do anything better than the cloak. I do apologize.
cannot be helped. As he just looks over it, you have enough for 4 sets.
4.
I'm sure I can find some stock in the back. I'll be right back.
All right.
He goes
Oh,
off,
wait.
disappears for a moment,
Alright.
and it's been long enough that you two have arrived at the shop. Doesn't take too long to get
Alright.
down. There's elevators, basically.
Mhm.
You guys make it to the address that you're
Buffy
going for.
Nanya.
You see Roswin on the inside. He's standing there. He's just by himself right now, though.
Okay.
In front of him on the counter, there's a cloak, there's a mask. And as you guys enter, ding 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 ding, the door jingles, and you see the vendor coming back up to him. He is a drow elf, by the way.
All right.
Most likely candidate for people in the city, by the way, is drow elf. Or half elves. There's a high number of half drow.
Good to know.
But yes, this particular individual is full drow, and he's friendlier than any drow that you've ever met, Roswin.
That is
Well,
interesting.
Well,
Mm.
background on this city. They had a kind of a civil rebellion against normal drow society, and males are not treated badly here. They actually are equals, and the noble houses all got abolished and turned into universities. There are some female priestesses of Loth, but they kind of keep them themselves because they're like, oh shit, there's more of them than us. But this place is like on the like civil change, equal rights. They're very open. A lot of the drow males have become open with their sexualities. Many of them are actually more openly bisexual than they previously were. It's a very
And
open
Lara
place,
needs to learn to
strangely.
be nice.
Lyra doesn't know how to be nice.
That's why when you're like, he's a full job, I'm flipping over here. Be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice. Just over and over. I'm just like, nope, nope, nope.
But yes,
Um,
so this gentleman comes back and notices the other two of you. He kind of gives you a wave.
Quar will go. I'll take what he just bought.
You're
Make
like,
that too.
Roswin looks over and goes, I've already bought 4 sets.
Oh,
Or buying 4 sets right now.
Good.
He looks at one of the masks, looks at Quar. One moment, I will have to rethink this one. And he takes the cloak that was with it also because you're a bit bigger than the others. He goes, I can size these up a little bit. 1 second. He goes back in the back for a second. A moment later, he comes back out, and they are they are sized for Quar.
Nice.
Thank you.
Lyra's just gonna give Rosman a look like, okay. Not directed at Rosman, directed towards the shopkeeper. She's not saying anything because they need these items. And she knows not to be quite that bad.
The price tag on this particular purchase is going to be 750 gold.
All right. Roswin's going to put down a nice stack on the counter.
You put down the money. He counts it out quickly, like done. Gives you a receipt. Bids you a good day and tells you to be careful in the mines because some of the things that are in the fog are more tangible than the fog itself.
Good to know. Good to know. As they're walking out, Roswin will look towards the party and go, well, got good news and bad news, depending on what you want to hear first.
Let's go bad first.
Well, the bad news is, as you can already tell, this is not the full suit. It's only the helmets and cloak. So we still got to be very careful while we're down there.
By the way, Lyra, this will affect you most. Being in that cloak will hinder your spellcasting.
Fuck, okay. Good to know.
Well, think about it. You're wrapping yourself in the cloak so that you can't be affected by the mist or the fog. That means your hands aren't free to cast spells. Yeah, somatic components will be a lot harder to deal with. Material components are fine, verbal are fine, but somatic will be very difficult. All right. So, where would you guys like to go next?
Oh, well, Roswin didn't even get to him the good news.
Oh,
I was gonna say, what's the good news then?
Roswin just kind of lets out a sigh. There's apparently some most likely dead group down below that have bought the suits. At least about 6 of them. So we still have a chance of coming across something we can use if we find their bodies.
Well, then we'll be on the lookout. Quar got your potions. I got
all hand was over.
I don't. Can non-spellcasters use scrolls?
Not normally, but I do allow it sort of in my game if they try to roll a spellcraft check.
Fair enough.
Would that be just an Arcana check?
Yeah, an Arcana check.
Yeah. Lyra hands him over a spell scroll and goes, "This may come in handy if you need it. It is a spell scroll of shield.
One use of shield can be very beneficial.
It'll make it so you're harder to hit. Use it if you
Alright.
desperately need it. I only have
Are
4.
you giving? Who are you giving them to?
Giving one to Roswin. Core never needs it. Ever.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's be
Or I was like,
real.
I need shield.
Yeah, I was
I
confused. I'm
am
like,
shield.
That's why I was asking. I'm like, who are you giving this to, Rose? It sounded like you were giving one to everyone.
I'll give one to Amara and one to Roswin.
Okay.
I know Amara's not technically here, but
Amara's technically NPC mode right now, ghosting with you.
yeah.
She puts on her mask. She puts on her cloak. She walks beside you, but says nothing and does not partake of combat. But she will drag your bodies to a safe place if you do fall. If you do all fall.
There.
Not that I'm planning that. Just saying.
That means I have 2 left for myself.
Perfect. All right.
Alright, and then I would say we would be heading down into the Down Under. Once we
All
cloak
right,
up,
so
which I
you
will
are
cloak up.
starting your way down into the lower regions. By the way, there's no elevator to get down there quick. You will have to go through the old mines.
Mm-hmm.
As you get closer to them, the area starts to get mistier and foggier. You start to feel that burning on your skin and realize, oh yeah, we got to wrap the cloaks around us now.
Yep.
And you make your way further down, and you find a way station. This particular way station looks like it was possibly carved out by dwarves or something. Maybe slaves, maybe not slaves. Who knows? It was a long time ago.
The world may never know.
But this part of the mines is the safer part. You're doing okay right now. Now we have 12 minutes to break. Should we break early? I don't want to get you too far into the mines and then just have to break, right?
Yeah, Rose is in the washroom. Give her a sec.
Well, that's why I'm asking, because I figured she was going to be back soon.
Hmm.
Oh my god,
We're
why am I
supposed to
so
talk
tired
amongst
today?
ourselves.
Alright, so like I said, you're in a small way station. This way station has some tables, some benches. There was an old shack that had supplies in it at one point. Looks like it's been picked clean since then. There's graffiti on the walls in like various different languages. Some of it's low to the ground, some of it's higher up. It seems to be youths of the city seem to try to get as far down as they can to tag things or something.
Okay. There's probably like fuck loth and all that shit.
Yeah, more or less. There's good graffiti. There's bad graffiti. At one point, you find a picture of something. You're not 100% sure what it is. It looks kind of blurry and red, almost like it's made out of fire or something.
All right. Cora will kind of see if there's any like clues as to like.
All right. Well, I will
Dangers
let you do
below.
an investigate or a perception check, whichever you wish to do.
I'm gonna do an investigate, and Rose is helping, so advantage.
Perfect. All right.
17.
That's pretty good. Blah, blah, blah. Come on, brain. I feel like I haven't slept in a week and a half. So,
That's a mood.
right.
That mode.
It says I'm offline. Okay, no, I'm not. All right. Well, looking around the area, definitely doesn't look like anything exciting has happened here in a bit. There's footprints that look fairly new, or like recent rather. I'd say within the last couple days, but they are impossible to really get any details from the way the fog works makes it so they're kind of hard to read. You can tell there was about 6, maybe 7 people though.
All right.
The most distinctive thing you can find about the tracks are the fact that 6 of them seem to have been wearing boots, and 1 set of them was not.
All right.
Hello, Rose. How are you?
Hello. I'm alive. I would like to study the graffiti on the wall to see if it looks like something that I might recognize.
All right, you can roll a check.
Perception, investigation, arcana.
Yes. Which one?
Helpful.
Pick one. What do you want to roll?
I'll try
What do you think would be best for this?
I will try an arcana. I'm going to luck point that.
All right.
There we go.
Out of all of the stuff on the wall that you look through, the only thing that jumps out at you as being slightly concerning is one of the graffiti things. It just looks like a casual writing, but it comes out. It translates to "Beware the fume wraiths."
Oh, we can get a fumigation up in here.
The fume race. Okay. She will.
Yeah, I'm sure that's nothing we have to worry about.
She will tell her party what she found, saying, "This mentions fume race. We should be aware of them. Race of any kind are dangerous, and given what we're walking into, I would say we need to be extra careful."
Ooh. Oh, ah.
Yes.
Come on, Brian.
As Neil said, we probably should go on break.
Well, it's 7 minutes to break now, so yeah, we can break now.
Yes.
All right.
So we will be back. Alright. We're back.
We're back from outer space.
And Rosa's got a weird look on her face.
And what's new with that?
This thing is new.
All right,
so-
everyone can do a perception check for me.
Alrighty. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo.
Hey, there we go.
Dirty 20.
Trying to fail my perception. Damn it. It's
All
literally
three
in
of
the
you.
twos that lost. 22, 20, 18. That's great.
All 3 of you hear skittering coming down the hallway, essentially. Something like rats, but at the same time, a little. You know the sound of a spark popping off of a campfire.
Yes.
Well, you hear that also, like something skittering across the floor and occasionally pop type thing. I guess I don't want to put that in dice rolls. I want to put that in campaign chat. Campaign chat. And as you look down the mine shaft towards where the sound is coming from, you see this.
Fire rats!
Fire rats or hell rats. Okay.
Yep, I'm kind of glad I'm in the back, as usual.
brimstone.
I
They have a
can't
smell
cast.
of brimstone.
This whole place smells kind of bad. It's hard to tell what these guys smell like specifically.
uh, well, either ways,
But three
those are
swarms of them run into the area you guys are in.
Roswell says in the most chill, nonchalant voice, if they touch us, they might burn our outfits.
No shit.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. You're welcome, local citizen.
How much can this? How much does Quar weigh?
Yes.
He's a very large turtle. So
I would say Quar would range between 300 and 500 pounds.
yeah.
What do
Okay,
you
because if he
think?
weighs 300, Lyra's not that heavy. She's like maybe 100.
I don't like where this is going.
I was gonna say, I might be able to get all three of us on a Tensor's floating disc.
That could work.
All right.
It can
Well,
only lift up
you guys
to
have about
500.
a round before the three swarms get to you.
How heavy is I'm 112. So if you're anything more than about 90 pounds, I can't get all three of us on here.
I swear, yeah, he weighs more than 90 pounds. That's without question.
Yeah.
I can get
I mean,
two of us on
his
here.
belt pouch weighs more than 90 pounds.
Quar's fine if he can smack if he has to.
You know, it's actually funny. I've written out my character's characteristics, so I put down here he weighs 210 pounds.
Wow, I'm the lightest of the group at 110.
Makes sense. And mind you, I kind of base Roswin weight on my own weight since I weigh almost 200.
I'm casting a spell. Not in Dash's chat, preferably.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Cast disc, and I'm gonna float on my own disc.
Rose, you're a drow. Why don't you just activate your levitate?
I don't have levitate.
Then what the hell? Why don't drow have levitate anymore?
They,
No, don't ask me.
yeah, that's been going for a while.
That's stupid.
That's been going since
I
like
think they
3rd
did it.
edition.
Yeah, but I say I think they replaced levitate with the darkness spell.
Yeah, I had darkness,
was-
fairy fire, and dancing lights.
Yeah,
Nope. For classic drow, always had darkness, fairy fire, dancing lights, and levitate.
they
It
removed
was,
it.
it was part of their key elements. They probably did it to make them more in balance with the other playable races. Now that I think about it. Anyways, okay, you don't have levitate. Good.
No,
Good to know. Good to know.
I will cast my floating disc so I can float 100 feet up.
Okay, that is your action. What are you going to do, Roswin, before they get to you?
Well, you know what? There's not really much Roswin can do. Let me check my backpack right quick. Do I have
Okay.
any traps or anything I can use for this? Nope, and no.
Ooh, pardon me.
And I don't think oil will help.
No, it would make things worse, probably.
So Rosman's going to attempt, but this is like a cave, correct?
You're in a mine shaft, so yeah, very similar to a cave. This particular area you're in has a higher roof, so it goes to up about 30 feet right here. There are some ledges along the walls also, by the way. There might be small openings up there that you haven't seen.
Rosman's going to attempt to climb the banisters that holds the mine shafts up.
All right, you can do a acrobatics check or athletics
Oh.
if you're more strength-based.
Okay, so correction, I can go up 10 feet. 10
10 feet off the ground is better than on the
Better
ground.
Better than next to the rats.
Quar's gonna man up and prepare for battle.
Okay.
Of course, are you gonna
Okay.
spin out like Bowser?
Don't tempt him.
I mean, if all else fails, he can go into a shell.
True.
Wahaha. So you're going to stand your ground, Quar?
Yep.
All right. So I will let everyone roll initiative.
Are we going to use a map for this?
No.
Okay.
This is just going to be theater of the mind. There is a map that I have set up, but it's not for this part.
Okay. Wow, Quar does
I'm
not
seeing
have
if we
any
make it.
more.
I'm seeing if we make it that far in.
Yeah. You know what?
That's
I'm gonna
fair.
luck point that.
Okay.
There we go. That's more like a Quar.
Perfect. Y'all go first. Quar, you are number one.
Rosman hasn't made his in it.
Oh, he
Oh,
hasn't.
did I
I thought.
not?
Never mind. That's an acrobatics.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me do my.
Roswin, you go first. You are up on your perch on the wall. You guys had a full round to do something.
All right. So we got swarms of rats,
Yep.
and Roswin is not prepared to deal with swarms of any capacity. So
Especially when they're made out of fire, meaning fire really won't help with them.
yeah,
And we're not currently fire immune because we didn't take our potion yet.
Fire resistant.
Yes.
you know, I just realized. Well, I'm not going to do that. Um, no, I don't have anything to help me out here. The one biggest drawback of my ideal is swarms.
Thwarted him with the first monster. Yes.
In that case, Rosman's going to attempt to stealth and
Oh yeah.
just kind of like move himself around the swarm to get behind them. You don't have any tools or anything to really help out, but
Mhm.
he can at least get through them. And I don't even have anything like water based. No, nothing. Yeah,
Don't you have your water skin?
I have a water skin. That's ain't going to take down like 3 swarms. It'd be enough for maybe a single rat. Let's be honest here.
Even one is better than none.
Yeah, then after that point, he's down here in this mine shaft with no water skin.
Right. Where it's hot and fiery.
Yeah. So he is not going to do that. And instead, he's just going to keep moving. Maybe a crossbow? A short bow. And I have a crossbow in my bag. Nah, he's not going to risk it. So he's just going to move past them and like just keep making his way down.
All right. So you're trying to get out of this room, or like
He's
part of the
kind of
hallway? I mean.
part of the hallway, trying to find like an exit out because he is useless against swarms.
All right, so you stealth past them actually quite successfully. They don't even seem to notice you're there. You're like swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. You move down the mine shaft a little ways, and you find a intersection. So like it keeps going forward, but then it goes off to the right.
All right.
So you can see forward and to the right. You're at that crossroads right there, and that is as far as you were able to make it. Next
Perfect.
person would be
Quar.
Quar.
All right. How far away are the little bastards?
From you, they are within 20 feet.
gonna move my happy ass up to the first group.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get angry. And then I'm a smack.
Quar, when you rage, something you're not used to or something you didn't expect happens. And the area around you, like the fog around you, sort of reacts in a way that was unexpected. You see little bits of like static electricity forming in the air around you, like you look
Oh.
like one of those plasma balls that you can put your hand on and it touches your hand.
That's new.
And you're like, bzzz. You seem
Uh,
electrocuted, or not electrocuted, a little charged up.
uh,
Both
13
both are
hits and a
hits.
21. Oh,
Both are
okay.
hits.
All right.
Their armor class is 13, so you guys are aware.
And then I'll do my
Don't forget, you can do that extra lightning damage to every attack for the one thing that you have.
All right, so that would be what, 46?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. And an additional 15 lightning damage to those little bastards.
All right, Lyra, you just watched Quar charge up, literally go, bzzz, and hits the ground around this area of rats. One group of them, by the way, there's about 4 to a group, just evaporated. Like,
Nice.
why is that kid playing with a taser?
That's pretty much what Quar did.
I'm terrified of that child with a taser. I'm just imagining him going up to Daddy and going, "Hey, Dad!"
Especially to Dad's nether region.
Or worse, accidentally doing that to himself.
Yeah, that too.
All right, so yeah, you took out that entire group. That one swarm is gone.
And you know what? Because that technically that activates my cleave, doesn't it?
Yes, one of them. There is one of them that is close enough that you could get in that cleave ability.
All right, I'll do that. Spin around, rage.
You're still raged.
No. She means she's using rage still.
Yes. 13 to hit, 15 damage.
That is a hit. Doesn't kill it.
And
it kills a couple. Or it kills 2 in the swarm. There's 2 left in that particular swarm.
And lightning damage 6.
Yep, still 2 left.
All right, that is me.
All right, Quar did a decent amount of damage to these little scouty guys. They seem to be more looking for food than anything, right?
they're looking for food, and all of a sudden this big ass turtle just comes and yeah.
You're like, "Ooh, I don't like you," and they're like, "Are you food?"
Yep.
All right, that makes it Lyra's turn. What are you doing,
I'm gonna
Lyra?
cast some spells. 1,
She casts Gonna her Persephilades.
3.
Which is one of those a bonus action?
Yes, Armor of Arkarthas is bonus action.
Perfect.
It's the leveled spell, but yeah. And I'm using cold.
You're not upcasting it?
No.
Well, it does cold damage no matter what, but
Not Arkarthas. The Sorcerer's Burst, I'm using cold specifically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand.
It says you can pick.
All right, the 14 is a hit. The 8 damage is cold damage. You do damage to that. The guy, are you going for the one that Quar hit or the other one? The group?
The one that Quar hit.
All right, that takes out the last 2 rats in that swarm for sure. Your armor is set now. By the way, these rats can jump more than 10 feet, so your floating disc isn't super helpful right now, but don't worry about getting rid of it, because you might still have uses for it, remember.
No, I did.
Is it a concentration spell?
That's a
forget.
good question.
That is an important thing to know.
Are you sure if I look on my sheet? Does not seem to be. It lasts for 1 hour.
Ritual range component, duration 1 hour. Yep, it's not a concentration. It is a ritual spell, though, so you could cast it as a ritual.
Yes, if I want to. I do not have the time to do it as a ritual.
At the moment, yes. And, I mean, it's a ritual, so you could ritual cast it later if you needed it again.
Yeah.
All right, so you are... Boom, boom. You did that, you did that, you did that. Boom, it's the rat's turn. There's the one last swarm left. They just saw all of their friends wiped out.
Getting nuked
Effectively.
by a fucking giant turtle, almost.
All right, the four rats that are in that group suddenly split off, run different ways, and all of them are targeting Lyra.
Motherfucker. Hi.
They swarm into your space and crawl up your leg into your armor, not your quote quote armor.
Ew.
Oh,
By the way,
My
one
God.
missed.
One missed. Okay.
So the first one that attacked, they don't do a lot of damage, by the way. In fact, the first one only does 1 physical damage and 2 fire.
Cool. It takes 5.
However, you're now distracted.
It takes 5 damage for my armor.
It attacks you. It takes the 5 damage from your armor
it's
and it continues
3
attacking.
total.
You still well, it only takes 3 damage technically, wouldn't it? Or doesn't it do the same amount of damage that is dealt to it? Or am I thinking of that wrong? Melee attack before the spell ends. The creature takes 5 cold.
Takes 5 cold damage.
You still have temporary hit points, so everything that hits you still takes 5 cold. Perfect. I understand how that works now. The second attack that hit does a lot more damage. 6 total. 2 of it physical, 4 of it fire.
Yeah,
Or, no,
Dash.
6 of it, 8 damage, sorry. 6 fire, 2 physical. If that makes a difference to you.
It does not.
You haven't drank your potion, so no, it doesn't. You didn't decide to use a bonus action to make yourself resistant to fire for half an hour or for an hour.
No, I should have upcast that though.
All right, so that
it
is the
takes 5
second one.
damage, and I'm not at THP.
So that
Oh,
one
Roche, you know
also
you
took
love
5
that.
damage. And the last one only does 6 damage. 5 of it is fire.
She's like, "Why get these things off of me?"
By the way, because you're swarmed, Rose, you now have disadvantage on any spells you cast until these things are gone.
Fun.
Also, you feel yourself getting very warm. They're
Yeah, I don't like
inside of
that.
your cloak. Remember.
I don't like that.
I'm assuming your cloak wasn't fully closed right now because you were casting spells. But they're inside of it heating you up more. You're like, oh, he, hoo. Type thing. All right.
Get these
Next
things off of
round.
me!
Next round, Quar. You or no, Roswit was first.
Yes, Roger
Yes.
first.
And I am still looking through my sheet trying to figure out what I'm flipping I
You're
can
like,
do.
what the fuck can I do? What the fuck can I do? What the fuck can I do?
Just hit them! Doesn't matter otherwise, just do it! Get them off me! I'm squishy!
Alright, in that case. Wait, there's only one swarm left and they're on you.
They're on
Yes,
me!
they're physically on her. You have to physically either grab them and pull them off of her, or hit both them and her.
Mind
I'm
you,
okay with
we don't
that.
have any fire-resistant gloves, and Rossman
Right.
is a human.
Right.
So
I'm
if I
okay with you
grab them,
hitting
I'm
me.
burning myself.
Exactly.
I'm okay with you hitting me. Just do it!
You do not have no bludgeoning objects, right? I have a rapier and a dagger.
Well, with
I
the rapier,
don't
you
care.
can precisely
Use it.
strike. So I would allow it. You're like, unless you've a fumble in this particular instance, you won't actually hit her.
All right.
Mostly.
Mostly. I'm giving
All
you the
right,
go ahead to do it.
With a surgical precision,
She's
Ross
like, get
would
these things
attempt
off of me!
to stab at these rats.
I mean, it's everything you ever wanted. You gotta hurt Lyra while trying to save her from her own stupidity.
And then, using his dagger, he's also going to attempt again.
That was a hell of a precision. Do I take any of that, Neil?
Pardon?
Do I take any of that damage?
Rapier, the 25 is, yeah, neither of those hit you. They all hit, the first one hit one of the rats. You want to hit the same rat twice or two different rats?
Two different rats.
Okay, so you do 6 to the one and 9 to the other. And boom, and boom. You found out an interesting feature of theirs, Rose. When they die when in close contact with someone, they do a little tiny explosion that does an additional amount of damage, and the two of them explode for a total of 9 fire damage to you.
Like, ow! I don't like these things!
You feel as if something on your clothing is smoldering.
I can't pat it down yet, but I will on my action.
Oh, that was more or less the end of combat, wasn't it? I can't remember how many rats were left.
4. You have
Nope,
4
there's still
and
2
8
left.
bats,
There's still
so
2
there's
left.
2 left.
There's still 2 left. All right. Are you done, sir?
Yeah.
All right. That makes it Quar's turn. What do you want to do, Quar?
Gonna grab a little bastard and break his neck.
You grab one of the rats?
Yep.
All right. Do an attack roll. Your target number in this particular case is 13.
That's the
Alright.
definition of I want to put the squeeze on you.
Exactly.
Kaboom! Yeah, you killed it. You took a
Grab.
small amount of damage from it dying in your hand. And when I say small, I mean infinitesimally small. 1 damage.
Oh, bitch.
Alright.
Do you have a second
And-
attack that you can do? You can
Yes.
grab the other one.
Gonna grab the other little bastard.
Perfect.
By any chance,
By the way,
as
Rose,
I'm-
did you still have the 20 temp HP from earlier?
No, because my 5 overruled it.
No, you keep the higher number.
Oh, then
Yeah,
yes.
you always keep it higher.
You should be at a higher. You should be at higher health. I was like, wait a minute. You guys had 20 temp health. Why is your health so low?
By the way,
Okay,
when I'm grabbing these little shits, do they make like squeaky dog toy sounds?
Yes, definitely. They make a squeaky kapoof type noise.
29.
Oh yeah, it's dead.
So,
Alright,
8,
another.
9, 10, 11. So now it's 14. 15, 16, 17.
Another 1 damage because minor burn.
17.
In this case, it is 5 damage.
5?
It's basically a D6
I
every when that happens.
I will add another 4. Alright. That is me.
You still have temp hit points, Rose?
Give me a second. I'm refiguring.
No. I was wondering if you still had the temp hit points left after the 20. I don't think you took 20 damage.
I took more than 20. I took 26.
Oh, you did?
But
Holy shit! But if
HP
you cast your spell after you lost some lost all of it, no, I don't. Whatever. You're out of temp hit points. Your spell doesn't happen anymore. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
However, you are out of combat. You have killed them all. You killed them. You killed them.
Roswin looks at Lyra and goes, I think your clothes is burning. I know you want to be a hot stuff.
Pat.
As he goes, I know you want to be a hot stuff, but probably not while we're down here.
She just glares at him as she's patting it out, and then she takes her potion.
You drink that potion of fire resistance. You're like, oh fuck it, I'm doing this now. All right. As she's like patting herself down, she's like moving around, spinning around, trying to find where it's smoldering. Roswin, you do notice that there is a small, like quarter-sized hole where the burn is in the back of her cloak.
Is it still burning?
No, she got it up,
All right, perfect.
but there is a hole there, meaning it's kind of compromised.
Yeah. Roswin just kind of goes, I
I need a mending spell or something.
Mending spell with
That's
for
who
sure.
I was
don't
just about to
have
say.
mending.
He goes, so how skilled of a magician are you again?
I can't mend clothes. I can make myself look pretty, but I cannot mend clothes.
Well, then I say you might be just in a pickle here because you now have a hole in your cloak.
The fire resistance potion will help a little bit out of character.
Corbin,
So would you guys like to search this room through this way
Yes,
station?
Oh, yeah,
thoroughly?
absolutely.
All right, everyone
And-
can do their investigations and or perceptions if your perception is better.
and Corbin Quar, he's kind of wondering what fire rat meat tastes like, and just takes a big chomp.
Wow. Wow.
They do
I'm not-
leave bodies. You're gonna nom one, like just
Yes.
the whole thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You toss back one of those rats. You're like, it's still warm, and by warm I mean quite hot. You're like, interesting. Pick it up, blow it on it a little bit, toss it into the air, catch it. Oh gosh.
Crunch, crunch,
It's
because
a little chewy, slightly slightly gristly, very oily, actually.
he's like, oh, that's like biting into a big piece of
But kind
greasy
of
fish.
like a big kebab, basically.
Swin just kind of mumbles from behind as he's looking around. You're going to end up having heartburn. Literally heartburn.
He does this. I'm surprised you're not used to him eating anything and everything that he comes across. This is kind of what Quar does.
I'm surprised Quar isn't
Roswin-
half lizard folk.
I
Right?
say, Roswin slowly turns on his heels and goes, this is the first time I'm seeing this.
Heh. Be glad. He's done it multiple times since I've known him in the little bit of time have.
Quar doesn't touch turtle, and it does not touch lizard.
So I got a 22, Yasmin got a 20, and Quar got an 11.
All right. Well, Quar didn't really see shit.
Nope.
He found
I saw
the
fingers and
rats.
toes.
That's about it, right?
Yes.
Mm.
It's like
Yes.
you're gonna pick up the other ones for later. Trail rations.
Nah. That's the meat's a little too greasy for him.
It could still come in handy in theory,
we
but
might
that's
as
up to
well
you.
then. Yeah, he'll blow the fire out and pop them in his bag.
All right. So, Roswin, you go one way and Lyra goes another, and you're checking things around. You do find the small like work shack that's here. It's a small storage area, and Roswin, inside of it, you find a body. It's a person wearing a full body suit made of strange like bits and pieces that cover everything. Full gloves, full head to toe thing. Think of it kind of like a superhero suit, but not superhero looking.
Oh.
This might be
Roswin-
one of the suits the guy was talking about.
Roswin is just going to quietly Disrobe the
there's
body.
one problem with it. There is a large slash going across the front of it. It has been damaged.
He is still going to disrobe the body.
Okay.
And put into his bag. It may be compromised at the moment, but
can be repaired theoretically.
Yes. Especially if for whatever reason we have to bail out of here. So it does not hurt. Plus, he was told that if he returned these, there is a reward.
There was a reward.
Either way,
when you're disrobing him, you do notice that there is also a backpack nearby him. Yeah, this guy looks like he was attacked not by rats. He looks like he was attacked by axes.
Rossman's going to do a medical check.
Thank you for the gift.
He is specifically...
Fantastic, how are you?
He is specifically trying to see if these slashes looks more like a sharpened axe, like someone was like maintaining it before the steps. Like, you know how like if you get cut by something sharp, it's just a cut.
A sharp cut will be a way different cut than a jagged cut. These are jagged cuts. These do not look like well-maintained tools at all. They, in fact, look very similar to a axe that's nearby him that has a whole lot of fire damage on it. It looks like whatever was holding it was burning marks into the handle. The blade itself looks like it hasn't been sharpened in like a century.
He's also going to pick up the blade, looks at it and go like...
also very dwarven.
Usually these weapons sustains fire damage a little bit easier than this. I don't like that.
It seemed to be able to resist some sort of fire damage itself, so it's an okay axe for now.
For now, but I don't like the fact that there is still burn through it. Possibly a fire element or worse. Roswin is going to put the axe in his bag of holding and fold up the ropes and put it into his bag. And does that suit have a cape on it or no?
Yes, it does.
All right, so he's at least going to take the cape off and walks over to Lyra and goes, well, I found a replacement. Might help.
Appreciated.
You didn't find anything exciting on your side of the room, Rose. You did find like I said, this is a way station like rest area. There was a table. There's some old cutlery, an old clay cup, things like that. There's a cooking fire that really isn't needed at the moment because you could almost cook stuff by just holding it in the air.
I try that.
It is getting warm here. Not as warm as it could be, but it's getting less comfortable.
All right, I will definitely change
Actually,
up my
Rose,
cloak.
guess what? You did find something. You found a coin.
A coin.
I'm not saying like a gold coin or anything. I mean an old bronze coin, not current in circulation.
Okay. Does it look familiar?
Roll me a history check.
Okay.
Sickles are kicking your ass.
That's a 1. So you failed miserably.
But I got a luck point.
You got a luck point from it. Your knowledge doesn't click anything. You want to show it to anyone else?
Yeah, I'll show it to the others. I'm also gonna take out my coin, a very specific coin that I have of a certain deity or patron. See if it looks similar to my coin. Okay.
No, this just looks like an old coin of some unknown origin right now. You show it to Roswin and Quar. The two of you can do a history check if you want.
So he's just going to mumble to himself. Now, did I came across this at any point on my previous employment?
Nope.
Apparently.
All right. Quar, you don't quite recognize it. It looks slightly familiar, but no, you're not placing it. Roswin, you've definitely seen coins like this before. Not this exact coin, but similar styling. Dwarven, old, older than the axe that you found. And yeah, it's a kingdom that doesn't exist anymore. At least one that you can't remember if it exists. It's like, this looks familiar. Clarvedin is a dwarven kingdom in on the different continent. They have similar looking coins, but they're more modernized looking and slightly different symbol on them. This one has an axe and a battle axe, or a battle axe and a war hammer as like crossed each other.
You guys hear Roswin let out, "How peculiar." This, as he just kind of like looks the coin around, should not be here.
What do you mean? What do you mean it shouldn't be here?
Well, this coin is a old Dwarven coin, a relic in its own right. But why would a Dwarven coin be here in the underground areas?
Maybe the dwarves have visited this area?
Not from where they
One-
live.
One common sense note I will give you both is this area does look like it was carved more by dwarves than by drow.
Yeah, you mentioned
Oh.
that earlier, that this looks dwarven in the area.
That's why I'm
We weren't
reminding
Yeah,
sure
you.
if
that's
it
what-
was slaves or not.
Yeah, I was thinking slaves, but that changes things. But that's why it
Yeah,
goes.
It could be slaves, it could be something else, but there's definitely a little bit of hints that there were other dwarves here, for sure.
Yeah, as Rosalind continue on, but not where they currently live at. So it's more of a matter is, if there was dwarfs here, and this is their coin, what happened to them? As he just kind of looks back towards the body that he recently looted, and did not tell anyone that he looted the body, as he goes, because I pretty much found a old dwarven axe that was burned pretty well through.
So do you think they're still here? Maybe they're the race?
That could- Either that, or we might just come across a civilization most of the time. As he just thinks about that for a moment and goes, which I guess wouldn't be too far fetched. Dwarves digging in the undergrounds, come across something that might have perpetually stuck them in a time loop, never aging, never changing. And it could be a curse, perhaps from a patron, a devil. Don't know for sure.
Well, it's not mine.
I never
No,
said
it's
it was
not.
yours.
I'm making sure we know it's not mine, because my patron doesn't have a coin that looks anything like that.
Well, I wouldn't assume it was yours unless I should. But I digress. The point
Mine
I'm
makes deals
making,
with people, so.
the point I'm making is, we're in an underground area, fog that burns, mostly on direct skin and flesh, have to wear protective gear, and we're finding small but noticeable evidence of dwarfs here. I would
It's Oprah
very
not
much.
sitting well with you, Rose. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I'm looking at her face
She's
now.
got a painful look on her face. I'm like, the Oprah didn't sit well? All right, communicate to us from the potty.
Long story short, he believes that there might be dwarves lost to time here, possibly under a curse, either by some type of devil, demon, and perhaps the fog that they're dealing with is a byproduct of that.
Very interesting theory. I like it. All right. How did the two of you react to Roswin's idea?
Cora's fine with the idea.
It's like, that seems logical.
I
And
see nothing wrong with that idea.
with the amount of timey-wimey bullfuckery Quara did in his last little while with Elenia, he understands it.
I mean, I
Like,
guess that is what
wow, this is all this weirdness all over again.
Yeah, he's getting
the hang of it.
he's getting deja vu.
Deja vu 2.0.
Exactly.
All right. Do you have any comments to say to us, Rose?
From the beyond.
She
From the
is
beyond.
Preoccupied right now.
I know she is. That's why
she-
I'm asking if
She's
she
typing.
is. That's what I was asking, if she's typing.
Ah.
I know she ran to the bathroom. Push further to see if theory is correct, or we should find somewhere else something. That popped
Yes.
up really fast.
Yep.
I very much say that we should move forward just to see if we can find one, maybe even two more evidence of this. If so, we can turn back around. But I at least want to try to find two more bodies to get us some suits. As he looks towards Quar and goes, Big Boy over here seems to be doing very well without one.
Yes, Quar, you're not having any problems with this area. You're not really wearing a cloak because cloaks aren't really your thing.
Yep.
But like, your skin isn't being bothered by the fire stuff so far.
Yeah,
you do have the mask though, because breathing it does hurt.
absolutely.
Yes, breathing is yeah.
But
needs
like
to
he
breathe.
said, if they can find these two more bodies around here, then they can turn back around, go back to the top, make some repairs, be a little bit better suited up, and Rossman can probably find something to help deal with swarms.
All right, so
fights.
if going down the path that you found earlier, you do have the two options. You want to go left or right, essentially.
Every good adventurer goes left.
Left? Okay. So that leads you further into the mines, and as you are walking down, it comes to a ledge, and you are seeing an open cavern type area. There's a lava flow going through the center of it, and in the area, long distance away, this is far off, it's lit up because of the lava, you are going to see some things. Essentially, I'll show you a couple examples. And
hold on. Give me a second.
So, in the lava, or like in or near the lava, you see a bunch of these type of critters. If they'll load, there they go.
Give me a second.
Do we want to go a little bit past 9 since I kind of took a break to go get snacks?
I mean, I don't mind, but
Rose is okay, you're okay, and I guess we'll just ask Tesha when she gets back, of course. But yes, in this large area where there is definitely a lot of lava, different lava flows, there's rivers, there's a bridge going across to a different side, but there is more mines on this side also. They just seem to be old mine shafts. They were digging for stuff. On the far side of the bridge, you can see like the glint or glimmer of something shinier, like think crystal or glass or a gemstone of some sort, just sparkling in the walls. There must have been so much of it that they couldn't harvest it all.
Interesting. He's definitely gonna want to get that. But also, is that a lava lizard? I'm looking that up in the campaign chat.
Those you can do a nature check if you have it, or an arcana check if you have that.
Well, I have Jeff for sure. You said nature. I got
Yep.
the same for both of them. So
Just pick one then.
yeah. Let's see if this bites me in the butt. It bite me in the butt.
It bit you in the ass, did it? You're
Yes, it
10.
is.
You're like, yeah, as far as you're aware, they are just a lava lizard. You're like, that must be a lava lizard. I've heard of those.
I'm gonna try to catch one. Wait, how big are
By
they?
the way, they're about the size of a horse.
Okay. So Rosman just kind of looks.
I want a new mount. I failed
That
on my
would-
check too. I got a 1. Again.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say. I don't have any chains. I have a rope. A rope might burn.
A rope will probably
wait.
burn.
Is the lizard on fire?
The lizards are not on fire.
It will work.
I'm gonna have
Oh,
to train.
absolutely.
I'm gonna do How to Train Your Dragon on this.
I'm gonna try to
Quark,
do
you've
a.
heard of these before. They are salamanders,
Corgos, these are salamanders.
like fire salamanders, obviously.
Fire salamanders.
Rosman's like,
But-
I don't care. I'm gonna see if I can tame one.
By the way, your perception check, I believe, Roswin, was more than enough to notice that in addition to there being actual salamanders, there are nests with eggs.
Oh,
They are down and down low with the lava flow. It would be a little bit harder to get there, but you do see paths on the far side that go down, and you're probably could find some on this side or climb if you really wanted to.
honestly, as much as he is so tempted to do so, we're trying to go deeper into the cave. If we take these,
Like-
there's a good chance we're gonna have to run away.
Yeah, that sounds like a very good sidetrack that will get. It's like, oh shit, we're running.
Yeah, so he's not gonna do that, but he is
Don't eat me,
definitely gonna.
toothless.
He's gonna pull out some of his rope, kind of coil it around his hand as he sneaks up towards these lizards. I'm guessing 29 is good for his stealth.
Yes. There
All
is
right.
one of these lizards in front of you on the path. The rest are down way low by the lava flows.
All right, so he's gonna coil this rope up into a lasso, and he's gonna attempt to lasso him a salamander.
All right.
Oh, I know what he's doing.
So let's see. Should I just give you a range attack to see if I
Sure.
lasso it?
That works.
Perfect.
A range attack works perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. In that case,
They are kind of cute, I won't lie.
yes,
26. Yes, you succeed.
He's doing
Sweet.
basically what happened in Avatar, the Blue People movie, where Jake tries to catch whatever the thing is called, and doing that like grab, leg, wrap,
More or less force your will on it. Your handle animal didn't go very well, but this guy seems pretty docile. He's not hostile. He doesn't attack you. He just kind of looked at you like, the fuck you doing?
yeah. That's Washington. I was like, "Hey, get over here." He's like, as he's attempting to like,
As you
Ring
got it
over
lassoed, you're like trying to pull him towards you. You see this tongue suddenly snap out of its mouth and grab something out of the air that you didn't notice. It looked like just a weird flaming bit, but it turned out to be like a bat or something that was on fire. It's just like snap, kind of like a frog.
Flaming geese.
And it's just like, and it starts eating it. just looking at you directly in the eyes. Come.
Okay.
That's an intimidation
Rosalind just
check
kinda-
if I ever saw one.
Rossman just kind of like stops and like rethink his choices. Like, this his group. Hey, what's a good way to convey a creature to follow you?
I'm going to try
Well,
and
you know
walk
the
up
answer to
one.
this. Feed it.
Yes, Core goes, we feed it.
I'm going to walk up and
I
try to
see.
do what Hiccup does in the movie. Feed it and try to gain its trust. And put my
What are
hand
you going to
out.
try to feed it?
Core
I'm
hands,
like-
By the
hands
way,
you a rat.
Yeah, Quar's like hands you a rat.
I was
It's
to say,
still
hey,
warm,
Quar,
by
I need
the
a
way.
rat.
All right, so you can do an animal handle check.
I don't know. Hey!
You're like holding the rat out carefully in one hand, and are you trying to do the hand movement, like touch it or something, or are you just trying to feed it right now?
I will try to touch it as well. I'll let it feed, and then I will try to touch it and see if it will allow me to
You
essentially pet
hold
it.
your hand out. It kind of sniffs towards you. You get a look on its face, like it recognizes that smell, and it immediately turns to face you and takes 2 steps forward. It doesn't seem to be focused on you in the least. It's focused on what's in your hand. And before you can even react, it goes snap with its tongue, and the rat is out of your hand. And it's just crunching away. You hear like the bones on that thing just crunch, crunch, crunch. Which Quar's like, wait, mine wasn't crunchy.
Right?
All I'm seeing is
Would
the
you like to
toothless
try
moment be, huh, toothless. I could have sworn you had shink teeth.
Yeah, more or
Right.
less. So roll your second animal handling check, Rose. You're trying to pet it while
I
it's
will
near
luck
you.
point that.
Okay.
I'll take that.
14 is better. So it seems okay with you petting it.
Yay,
Like,
new friend!
put your hand on it. It's very, very warm, but not in a super uncomfortable way. This is the kind of thing if you had a comfortable way of laying on this thing, this would be like a perfect heating pad.
One moment.
Yep.
So she'll give best animal sketches and ask gently, may I ride you? So we have an easier way to get through this area. Or, so I have an easier way to get through this area.
Who cares about everyone else? Just me.
Get your own mounts! I worked for mine!
Quar wouldn't fit on one of these.
Probably not.
Yeah, Core's fine with walking.
You and Roswin could fit on one of them. 2 people can go on an average size horse, right?
Excuse me. Yep.
There.
But yes, so it seems to have. It seems to like you guys. It's not against doing anything against you at all. You haven't attacked it, so it hasn't attacked you. You fed it even. It's like these guys are okay.
Alright, so
I wouldn't fully
will...
trust it. I wouldn't fully trust it just yet. It takes way more than that just to tame something, right? It can take weeks or months. But
yeah.
this one seems friendly right now.
I will get on it.
You're like, what can I? And you're like, all right, I will let you do no check at all. You just climb up onto it with no problems. You're sitting on it. And actually, yeah, roll me a dexterity save.
Hey!
All right, because there is a lasso wrapped around its neck still, you have something to hold on to when suddenly it bolts. It moves faster than you expected for something its size and just like vertically climbs down the cliff beside you.
She's like, holy shit! Okay!
You're like,
Good.
you're like,
Good, cool.
I'm going to do a
Suddenly you're-
dexterity
Oh,
check.
shit.
I'm going to do a
Yep.
dexterity save because Rasmus was still holding on to that rope
Yep.
when it bolted.
Yep,
Mhm.
makes sense.
I will try to help him up however I can.
All right, you made the save for sure. You're like, what do you want to do, Roswin? Do you want to jump on or jump off? As in, like, let go.
Jump on. He
Okay.
lassoed this thing for a reason.
Exactly. You lassoed it. You jumped on. You unintentionally wrap your arm around Lyra. It's just like only thing to grab onto.
She's like,
Reach
you're
around and
lucky
grab
that
the
we're
rope.
riding this, otherwise I'd smack you.
Quar, you were kind of surprised by the situation. You just see suddenly this thing jump over the ledge, essentially, and both of them go with it.
Bar is going to try and follow them because, yeah.
This is a decent-sized cliff. It's about 30 feet down. How do you want to proceed to go down it? They are already at the bottom.
Carefully.
Very carefully, he's going to climb.
All
Or
right, I'll let
slide
you
down
do
on his
two
shell.
climb.
One
I'll
or
let you
two.
do two climbing checks to do that whole slide climb.
All right. And this come in.
And I have nothing that can help you. I don't even have Featherfall.
That's okay if
What a
I.
useful sorcerer you are.
I'm a
right?
battle
Don't have
sorcerer.
mending.
Not a utility
you do
sorcerer.
Let's see, don't have
access to
mending, don't have
Featherfall.
featherfall.
I'm not
yeah.
a utility
Oh, yeah.
sorcerer. I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
battle sorcerer.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Look at those rolls.
So
I'm
that first
I'm
one
a
is
luck
enough.
point. The last one.
Okay, that first one is enough. You jump over the edge, grab it, and start dragging down because your claws are good for this.
Much better.
Have you seen
Very
how
funny.
how turtles can climb? Some of them can climb really
Yep.
well. But yes, so that first one is just like you grab onto the edge, you lower yourself down, and you start sliding. For a second, you feel like it's a free fall, but then you catch
Yeah.
yourself again, and then for the rest of the way down is perfectly safe. You make it to the bottom. You're sitting there going, "Whoa, that was exhilarating."
That was fun.
It's like, wow. Now you are down near lava rivers. There is fire, there is lava, there is more salamanders. You do see a couple nests nearby, but you probably want to avoid those right now.
Yeah.
You don't think they would remain docile if you go to the nests.
He goes, no one touch
Oh,
the
not at all.
eggs.
So, rubbing the back of the salamander, Roswin lets go of Lyra once it slows down enough, and he goes,
What?
now we should have a safer way across this lava. But, as he just kind of looks back towards Quar, I don't think he would
Yes.
like you riding on it.
He goes, that is fine. I will not ride on it. I can climb. I can have ways. Don't worry.
You also still have your fire resistance
Yes.
potions, so you could take that and take less damage from being through this area. Since lava in D&D is not as dangerous as it is in real life.
True enough. As he looks back and goes, now, let's see if we can gain a little bit more control over this salamander and help us go through this area a little bit better. Next time
I'll
we
allow
come
you
across...
to do a multiple, all three of you do an animal handling check if you want.
Okay.
All right.
Give me one sec.
As he
It's
goes,
essentially you're combining it, trying to get it to trust y'all more.
as Rosman goes, especially if we come across another swarm, I'm pretty sure this right here would exactly love to have that.
Perfect. All three of you did amazing. In your handling check, you came to the realization this guy is very food-oriented. Right now, you could get him to go where you want by holding food just out of his reach.
Oh, so basically what we're doing is the pig with the carrot on the stick. Got it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Or the strider with the fungus on his stick, or I think there's a couple other
Yep.
creatures that can do that now.
Yeah. But with that being said, Rossman just kind of like looks around, goes, Quar, you wouldn't happen to have another rat on you, would you?
He'll hand it over to Roswin.
I think you have.
Alright.
I think you picked up all of the rats, or just a couple of them.
Yeah, I picked up all of them.
I figured that's why I mentioned they might come in handy.
Well, of course.
Quar's always thinking about food wise, right? It's like, wait, this might come in handy later.
He then looked to Lyra and go, Miss Mage, you wouldn't happen to have a staff on you, would you?
Nobody got a mage hand. I don't think I have a staff.
Mage hand would work, yes.
I mean, yeah, it will work. Well then,
Yeah,
I'd
she
say
doesn't
we
use
can
a
use that as
staff.
a combination. Well, usually, sorcerers or wizards at least starts off with a staff in their
Yeah,
inventory.
they usually have one for free to begin with. I didn't give
Yeah.
her one when I made that character, and she didn't think of grabbing one.
Fair enough. So Rossman just kind of hands over all the fire rat source Lyra and goes, well, we have our transportation, and we might have something to help us with the swarms next time.
Fair. Yeah.
All right, so this
had
section
to
of
be cast
lava
every
field,
minute,
by
but
the way, is about 40 feet across to the other side, and then there's a wall going back up.
All right.
Probably a good idea that you went the way you did, because that bridge up there did not look like it could hold Quar alone.
Rosman just kind of looks back towards Quar and goes, when we came down here, I don't think we've inquired what type of dangers be here. Otherwise, we could have found some type of like a lava boat or something to ride across these, but you think you'll be okay walking through these lava?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Oh yeah, Quar should be decent for this. There's enough land masses to jump from that he won't even have to step into lava, because who'd want to do that?
All right. Then Roswell looks back towards Lyra and goes, well, in that case, let's lead. And I keep my eye out for any other
suits.
bodies.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to let you guys do a perception check right now.
Sounds like a plan. Do we get advantages because we're helping each other out?
Sure. Kerr.
Oh, my perception hurt. I take that back. Quar, your perception hurt.
you can roll again since you did have an advantage.
Oh.
Both of you did get a luck point, though.
I'll luck point.
You still get a luck point when you rolled a 1 in your other part, right? So.
Have I say me and Quar, we
There you
hurt
go.
there for a bit.
All right, so Lyra, you notice, Roswin, you notice, Quar, you notice. Across the bridge up above you, there are 3 individuals walking, not the way you came from, the way, like, where you were going. They are moving across the bridge slowly, methodically, and you don't think that they are moving quite naturally style. And in the campaign chat, those of you with really good long distance eyes, which is Lyra,
Hi.
Lyra, what do your elf eyes see?
notice this.
It's so weird not being walk the long distance.
Oh. Okay. So she explains that she sees what looks to be like fire zombies, except they're dwarven. Suits are cracked. Fire
They just
on one
they
hand
just
and
look like
a hand.
dwarves wearing weird lava infused armor. Their weapons are like strangely heated and infused. They look kind of worn from this distance, like black marks. The handles look scorched and burnt, kind of like when axe somebody found.
So Lyra tells them all that.
I think we found your
Yes.
dwarves there, Roswin.
Roswin just kind of shakes his head and goes, I think we found the living fog.
Yeah, I don't like this. I also think this might be the race that we got mentioned of earlier.
These guys are moving across the bridge, like I said, slowly, methodically. They seem to be patrolling. They don't even look down at you.
Hey, Miss Combat Mage, you at least have some type of water ice spells on you, would you?
I have armor of Arkarthas.
That's her only cold damage.
That and
Oh my.
sorcerer and sorcerer's burst.
Yes, you don't have any other cold damage. Do.
He just kind of nods
And both the charm
goes,
person, detect magic and thoughts, and the hit from a distance, and shatter.
so
I thought
here's
you had
what I'm
ice sniff
thinking.
at one point.
I thought so too, but I guess not. But Roswin's gonna continue on. Okay, well, in that case, here's what I'm thinking. Quar is the only one with a physical weapon that can sustain long-term heat. I, on the other hand, as he just points to his thin rapier, does not maintain long-term heat damages. I'm gonna
No,
need
and I
something.
don't think my armor of Arkarthas can be. No, I can't put it on you.
As he continues on, so we can fight these if they fight us, but my weapon's most likely going to break after a while. I'm just saying it right now.
Oh
We
yeah,
can
there's a
move
good chance
forward.
that hitting these things with the weapons you guys have, other than Quars, will do more damage to your weapon than the enemy.
Oh yeah, as he goes, so we can continue moving forwards and hope we find something to fight them, or we can turn back. As Rosalind just kind of puts out the like damage burn axe. I'm not very useful with this, but the only thing I have left if I decide to fight those things.
I need to get it down to the vault. I have a mission to get down there, if nothing else.
Well, a mission is a mission unless you're dead for the mission.
Fargo's, if you guys need wall of muscle and fury, hi.
You're the only muscle we have at the moment.
I can shoot from a
Lyra
distance.
has a muscle, it's in her brain.
Exactly! I have ways to make it so that they don't hit him as easily, and I can shoot from a distance.
See, I'm not worried about the getting hit part. I'm worried about doing the hitting part.
Yeah, if you can't do damage, it's hard to beat something.
I can do damage, I just can't do cold damage.
Which is what I'm assuming they're going to be succumbed to. Well,
Mhm.
That's
either
a smart
way,
decision. That's the rats seemed to take extra damage from the cold for sure.
yeah. But as he continues on, well, either ways, if you want to continue moving forward, we can. I'm just letting you know that I may not be much of a help.
He goes, that's fine. I can do a lot of damage.
Don't be that mean,
Oh,
Rose. I can see that thought in your head.
She's been absolutely mean. I can hear the vicious mockery coming from her.
There's a part of her brain is basically like saying, "When were you ever useless
No,
or useful?" I
Mhm.
mean,
no. You're useful. You're bait. I'm like, don't
See-
say it. Don't say it in character. He's been good all session. He's been nice to Lyra all session. Don't start
Bait
it
is
now.
only good bait when it's bait is only good bait when it stays. When the bait leaves, there's no more bait.
That's why I'm like, don't say it. Don't say it. Rosamund's been good. I don't want to ruin it. No, we
but
need
it
to
would
push
be so
forward.
fun watching the bait suddenly stealth when the sorceress is the only target.
Oh yeah, just
This is why you don't
Gone.
try to
sources
do that.
Right.
attack.
Do you want to search around down in this area on the other side of the wall? Or like on the other side of the ravine, essentially? Do you want to watch those guys cross and make sure that they keep going? Do you want to wait for them to come back because there wasn't that much area on the other side, so you're not sure where they're patrolling to? Do you want to get across and GTFO as soon as they're gone?
I was gonna say can we climb on the walls, but then I realized Quar can't climb on the walls. Not
No,
Quark
but
can
Quark-
climb the wall. Quark can actually hold on to the rope and use the salamander to assist, but not ride it.
Yep.
Do we want to try climbing the wall to avoid them?
Or rather look on the ground first, then climb the wall.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's a smart idea. Look on the ground and then climb the wall to avoid them.
All right, Quar, to get across this ravine, you're going to have to give me 3 dexterity saves.
We're looking on the
Okey
ground
dokey.
first.
I'm going to invest in the weapons.
Yes, but you have to
Would this-
walk around lava rows.
Oh, fair.
You guys are on
Would
something
this-
that's immune to fire. Quar is not.
Yeah.
Would this be trigger my danger sense? Because
In this particular case, no. Because it's all stuff that it's not stuff that's happening like randomly. It's just you're
Okay.
making sure you're not falling into lava.
okay,
Ooh.
I'm a re-roll that 5.
Oh yeah.
That's a
Go
1, so
ahead.
you can't.
Wait, it was a 1?
It's a 1.
Oh.
No. All
Can
right,
my
Quar.
danger sense trigger on the 1?
Quar, you. I'm going to give you this one in the sense that that last one you went to jump across, and what happened is at the last second there was a lava spout in front of you. Your danger sense kicked in, and you may roll again.
Okay. Quar's mildly shitting his pants, but oh Jesus Christ, I'm a
Quar, you
That's a luck
flip
point.
backwards, but aren't able to get out of the way of the flame spout.
Can I
Luckily, it
luck point
only
that?
does 12 fire damage to you, which is if you haven't taken your potion yet, have you?
No.
no.
I'm the only one that has.
I'm still at my temporary hit point. Quar's like, I'm glad I wore my brown pants.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Other than that, you'd successfully make it across there. One of you can roll for searching the first side they were on. One of you can roll for the middle, and one of you can roll for the other side. We'll just do
Middle.
investigation or perception.
Quar jokingly goes, "Can anybody smell?" Quar jokingly goes, "Hey, I smell barbecued turtle."
Yeah, that's you.
Lyra's like, "Hey, I smell turtle soup." All right, Lyra, you notice the only thing really going on in the middle is that like the lava flowing, the salamanders like to soak in the heat of the magma flow. Technically, it would be magma flow, not lava, I believe. But they're enjoying themselves. They're peaceful. They kind of look at you funny. You do notice that there are things flying around. Like I said, basically keys from Zelda, which are flying bats, flaming bats, more or less. So there are bunch of them flying around, and the salamanders just seem to enjoy them a lot. Every now and then you see some rat swarms moving in distances, but they avoid the salamanders. Go figure. Other than that, there's nothing spectacular in the center of the room. Quar,
Oh.
did you want to search the first part before you run across?
Sure.
Perfect. Investigate or perception, whichever you want.
All
And
right,
Dash, you can do the same for the other side.
I'll do it in the vest.
You
I'ma
did
do no
not
such
find
thing.
anything noticeably so far. You can do the thingies. Wahahaha.
Mhm.
Dash also didn't find anything spectacular in the search of the area, though as you get closer to the far side, the three of you all notice that there is a cavern in the side of the cliff. It's well hidden from the angle you were at, and you do notice there is a higher concentration of salamanders near it.
Huh.
Could mean more of them in there, could be a den for them, who knows.
Well, no reason to go in that direction. Well, actually, no, scratch that. Maybe it's a good idea we go into that direction. Roswin just kind of voices opinion. You know, it's a possibility that that group might have went in there. Might be able to find
Maybe.
something inside.
We can look if nothing else.
Yeah.
All right. So as you get closer, Lyra, your 21 perception from earlier still is kicking in, and you do notice there is actual evidence of non-salamander movements around here. You notice a discarded weapon in one part. It is not like the axe that Dash found earlier. It is a more modern weapon and is not dwarven. It's basically a shattered sword, though. Like, it looks like it got detempered and then hit something solid and broke.
Okay.
If you don't know what detempering is, when you temper metal, again, becomes harder, but it can become a little bit more brittle. But when you detemper it, it becomes softer. If a sword is suddenly heated up really fast and then cooled down really fast, it will shatter.
Mm-hmm.
This one didn't shatter, but it broke kind of at an angle. Like something hit it hard when it was at the wrong temperature.
She'll point that out to her party and go, I see a sword that was detempered and looks to be broken at an angle.
And then you get to the front of this cavern entrance, and it is a hall, or it's not a hallway, but it's a cave. It goes deeper. You do see way more salamanders in there, and there is definitely more nests.
Okay.
From what you can see, there might be bigger salamanders in there also. Your choices are to go in with your salamander buddy, go in without your salamander buddy, or move on to something else.
I say we go in with our salamander buddy and try to find a salamander for Quar.
I mean, that's also an option.
All right. Everyone
Probably a
agrees?
very big-
You start heading in there cautiously. Your salamander buddy is like snipping after that little rat going, come, 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 come. Then he kind of moves. Suddenly he starts ignoring it and starts waddling towards the back of that room, chamber, whatever you want to call it. And you can see what you could only quantify as the queen salamander. She is huge. Like, huge. Just
she's like
sitting, basking in the back.
she's like the big ass dragon from How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah. Except so far peaceful. She's just sitting there. I say she because you're like assuming female.
Yep.
Considering she's on a nest.
Oh yeah.
The eggs are roughly the same size as the other eggs, but there's a lot more of them.
Well, we found the queen.
Clar will start buttering her up and giving her some rattos.
You want to tame the queen, do you?
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, I'm going to let you do an animal handling or with advantage.
So,
all right.
While Quar is doing that, Roswin just kind of like leans over towards Lyra's shoulder. And Lyra noticed two things. One, Roswin hasn't really done much quipping towards her. But two, he's going to say, you think we should give him some of the rats?
Well, Quar did still have more of the rats.
Yeah, lots of rats.
Well, I mean, yeah, so we should probably give.
He handed you guys a handful of them. He still had more.
Figure this one has earned its current rat, and we can get a fresh one on the hand when we leave.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, Quar, didn't you at one point pick up a different animal and put it in your bag?
I think so.
Not this session, in a previous session. I think you took the remains of like a horse or not a horse, a goat or something.
Oh my gosh, Quar.
I think it was a wolf.
Yeah, it was a wolf.
Oh my gosh, Quar.
It was a wolf because we were gonna give that to.
You were gonna get the pelt or something, and yeah, you guys kind of forgot about it. Yeah, you still have the carcass of a wolf.
Yeah, because we were trying to
give that to Landor for okay condition.
Stuff.
Yeah, because I was gonna give it to Alandor because it was
It's not a normal wolf.
it was messed up.
So
I have
you
so many
could
questions for
theoretically
Core.
use that as a snack.
He'll,
The amount of
You're like,
he'll
questions
go
I
through.
have.
like Quar, what? Quar is a 2-year-old. Quar is a 2-year-old with a magical bag. I picked it up. Oh, look at this shiny rock. Meanwhile, that shiny rock is a like diamond.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty accurate for him. Hey, I'm not much better. I
Alright.
have slime in my bag for a Landor.
All right, this queen beastie looks at you like, hum, hum. She sees this carcass. You're giving her the wolf?
Yep.
Yeah, she sees this carcass and just that look of licks lips and then tongue snap. The wolf is gone. Like one quick tongue movement, crunch, crunch, crunch. You see a weird little purpley black smoke come out of this thing's mouth as it's crushing this thing down, swallows what's left, kind of lets out the equivalent of a belch. And you kind of get a strange sense in your head, Quar. There's like another entity, a communication of sorts, and essentially you've got this empathic feeling of more or less, what do you want?
And then Quar goes, I'll give you some more Tritos if you help me navigate this mine.
You get it? Your response roughly translates to must watch babies.
Ask for one that's your size.
Your thoughts of basically needing a mount or a companion to go through this, the queen does seem to understand, and she kind of moves her head toward, like aims at a different one, and it suddenly starts moving towards you. This one is big enough that you could ride it yourself. Yes.
All right, Quar will offer up a rattle.
Do you want to ask anything about the location, the area, the map? If this thing could understand what a map is.
Ask about the dwarves.
Quar will ask about the door. Quar asks her about the dwarves.
You get a mental image of enemies, hostile, dangerous. They aren't like they don't hunt. They don't get hunted by them. But if they encounter each other, it doesn't go well,
Quar goes. She says enemies,
and they taste bad.
and they don't taste good.
Asking like thinking about locations and ways of getting around, like a layout of things, you get the mental image that in the back of this cave that you're in, there are more tunnels that go deeper. Upstairs there are more mines, and they are filled with more dwarf things and other stuff. There's a couple mental images of things that you don't quite grasp fully, but let me show you. Let me
Alright.
show you its features. So you've got in the campaign chat mental images of that. And
Also, ask
I'll
about
go
the
with
vault. Well, you can.
this.
Quar asks her about the vault, and then he'll.
Oh no, those are the rice.
I think
So-
Quar made the one that's coming that she chose his best friend. A nat 20 on that.
Nice. You and it get
Oh.
along quite well. So you've got mental images of the first creature, and then the second one picture is a different type of creature.
Quar goes, she showed me the wraith things.
Also, when you're trying to ask about the vault, you're kind of getting confusion responses there. It's not making a lot of sense. The only thing that you're really picking up from it is down, deeper, like lower in the world.
All right, Quar goes, it's getting confused. All it's telling me is lower.
Okay. Well, we know where we need to go.
Quar goes, I will return your. Looks at the other salamander like son, daughter? Question mark.
Essentially, they would be like children for sure.
Okay. I'll return your child with.
Not all of them are related because otherwise genetics, but
Yeah.
but a large part of these are closely, like, in some way related to that queen.
Yep. He goes, I'll return your child.
The
Family.
tunnels are big enough for you all to be riding these things, by the way.
Mhm.
Yay.
All right. So, what do you guys want to do next? You can discuss it amongst yourself while I run to the bathroom.
I actually think this would be a perfect spot to stop because it
Yeah,
is
because
about
it's
that half-hour spot
almost.
over, and I'm getting
Yep. I'm
tired.
getting tired. I feel that.
What do you think, Dash?
What is our full option?
Well, we get to go either deal with the dwarves, the flame race, and have to go deal with the uh vault, which means we have to go deeper anyway. But where we are, having just gotten Quarter's Mount, I think is a good spot to stop for the night because we are half hour over for the half hour that he took
Let's
extra
stop
to
for the
start.
night. Yeah, let's stop for the night.
Okay.
All right.
And we can talk more on Sunday, Dash. I'm exhausted right now.
I can tell. I can absolutely tell.
Didn't sleep as well as I thought I did last night.
Oh no, because you passed out at 5, and then we're up at 2.
Mm-hmm. It's been a long day.
Oh yeah, yeah. It definitely feels like it's been a long day because it is technically the longest day. It's officially summer.
Do, 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 do.
Well, that would have been faster if I had remembered my water bottles the first trip.
Oof. That's all right.
Yes.
Get up, use a bathroom, come back down and go, shit, my water bottles are empty.
We all decided that this is a good spot for us to call it for the night because
We're done for the day. Okay.
I'm getting tired and Tasha is also getting tired.
All good, all good. I figure that would be a good place. You're in a safe spot, in a safe zone at the moment. You could probably find an empty nest to curl up in, and if you need to take a short rest.
The Jazz is the one who probably. Yeah, we could probably short rest.
Yeah, I'll take a short rest because that spell slot could be useful.
All right. So we'll wrap it up here. All right. So
I will say
usual-
Rossman doesn't.
doesn't need a short rest.
Yep, nope. So he's pretty much just like keeping watch,
You're on guard duty for the short rest.
pretty much.
My health is doing decent.
All right. So
So,
who would like to go first with their favorite part? Rosie's
I
like,
will.
not it.
I like Quar eating fugu, not getting killed.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Hmm. No improvements. I had fun tonight. I
cool.
choose Rosie next.
the fact that we had minimal quips, as fun as they are, we got shit done without having to do 20 million quips, but we did start off with a bit of it and some fun teasing with Rosman and Lyra. And of course, Lyra finally got a date that she wanted. Dash, you're up.
All right. Well, let's see. Favorite moment so far. Il's actually trying to get Lyra to say please.
And not getting it.
Oh yeah. He's still gonna end up. He's gonna make her give it one way or another. He's gonna keep trying. At some point, she's gonna have to say
happen.
it. At some point, he's gonna hold something over her head so massive that she has no choice but to say it.
Good luck trying.
Don't tell me that. You're just gonna become a goal.
That's all I gotta say is good luck.
But that's about, just fun
Cool,
little
cool.
adventures there.
Oh, yeah. All right. My favorite part was that you guys had fun.
Yes.
I
You
did.
got to see a little bit of the mine so far. A couple of the inhabitants.
Yeah. Though I'm not gonna lie, I definitely need some better weapons choices. I'm trying my best not to be like Nano, but I think I might become a weapon holder.
Weaponaholic.
I think I could figure out some options for you.
Yeah,
It's
because
a
I'm trying to
dash
stay away
thing.
from. Yeah, like I'm trying to stay away from spells. So it's like, what can I do involving swarms or lava creatures? Like lava creatures, there's more blunt objects, heavy blunt objects, but
That reminds me, I need to
Swarm?
fix the weapons.
yeah.
Remind
But
me
either
Monday
way-
to fix your weapon and Tiger's weapon, because I need to get that done.
All right,
And
but yeah,
Monday's
either
my
way,
day
it's not
off.
probably looking to and stuff come across something that might be helpful or not. Might just end up buying just a bunch of alchemist flasks. Who knows?
I was putting
um,
on the
Alchemist fire can
whiteboard.
be useful, and I would allow you to have a cold-based
to do
alchemist
that
fire
tomorrow.
also.
Oh,
Mhm.
sweet! Just be like liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, more or less, right? Works
Yeah.
the same way as alchemist fire, except it doesn't. Instead of fire, it does cold.
Pretty much.
But thank
Pretty
you everybody
much.
for being here. That is our session for the night. We love each and every one of you, and we will see you again soon on Sunday. Don't forget to check out our YouTube at Sarelth, Sarelth. It has all of our socials on there, and we look forward to seeing you like and subscribe our stuff, and hopefully do some comments to let us know what you think about our previous sessions. We'll see you again soon. Bye!